The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
We have made it to Pittsburgh, and the Jets remain in the news. What are they going to do with the number 2 pick in the draft? Both David Bailey and Arvell Reese each spoke with reporters today, and they had dramatically different answers when asked about their experience meeting with the Jets. We'll talk about that and much more. It's our final live show before draft day. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Wish you could have been a Jet, Fernando.
Let's see what happens.
What's your message to the Jet fans in New York?
Jets, Jets.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show presented by PrizePicks. We have made it to Pittsburgh. I flew in this morning, and man, oh man, is there a ton of buzz and excitement in the city for the draft tomorrow night. Again, if you're on the fence about joining us or you know you're coming already, meet us at McFadden starting at noon tomorrow. We're going to have a bunch of special guests stopping by a live show that I plan on doing around 3 p.m. Eastern time. It is going to be the home for Jet fans, or as the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette wrote in this morning's paper, the spot for gangrene. So that is the place to be if you are a Jet fan who is making the trip to the NFL draft. We will see you tomorrow. I can't wait. With that, we say hello right now to a good friend of the show, live from Las Vegas, where the betting odds probably just changed again for whoever the Jets might take at number 2, is our pal, Jeff Parles. Jeff, how we feeling, man? 1 day to go until the Jets are finally on the clock.
You know, I'm very happy to be on with you, my friend. It's been too long, and, you know, it just feels like this has been such a bizarre lead-up this year. And we've known who's going number 1 since the draft order was set, right? We've known Fernando Mendoza, even though the Raiders have been a little more tighter with their information than they've been in the past. We know who's going 1 tomorrow. So the draft really starts with the New York Jets, and we're 27 and a half hours from draft time, and I'm still not certain of what they're going to do. And you know what? We can talk about it. I actually think that's a good thing. We don't know what the Jets are going to do this close to the draft. I think that means that the operation's a little more serious, that there's not any leaks, Jake. I think that's a good thing that we don't know who's going to be the pick at number 2, 27 and a half hours from now.
We could certainly get into that. I want to start, though, with some of the comments that were made earlier today by both Arvell Reese and David Bailey. So let me set this up properly. So always before the draft, the prospects who are actually going to be at the site where the draft is being held, they attend a media availability with any reporter who's credentialed to cover the draft, and they'll speak in a, I don't want to say it's an informal setting, but they'll speak one-on-one with reporters. They'll speak in a scrum setting. It's not a traditional press conference, but there's access, and you get an opportunity to talk to some of the top prospects in the draft. And I want to play you what Arvell Reese said to SNY, and then we can compare that to what David Bailey said to SNY and our own Dom D'Angelo from the Jake Asman Show, who also spoke with Bailey one-on-one. But just let's listen to the answers here, because I think it's telling, based on what we know what's happening here with the Jets, how each player responded to questions being asked about their interactions with the Jets. So here's Arvell Reese being asked by SNY about his interactions with the NYJ.
Arvell, a lot of people projecting that you're going to go 2nd overall to the Jets. What have your interactions been like with New York so far?
My interactions with New York been good. I like everybody there. I did a 30 visit there. It went well. That's a good organization.
What have your impressions been on Aaron Glenn?
I think Aaron Glenn is real serious about what he want to accomplish and what he want to do with the Jets. When I sat down and talked to him, he broke it down to me and told me, I'm one of those guys he think can fit into that narrative of what he want to do with the Jets. So, yeah.
Why do you think you can be the best at your position in the NFL?
I think I play with relentless effort, and I'm violent. I play fast, you know.
Okay, so that's Nicky Lattarulo asking Arvell Reese about his interactions with the Jets. We know that he did, in fact, have a top 30 visit with the Jets. Now, David Bailey, however, it came out last week that his top 30 visit with the Jets was canceled. We got word that it was the Jets that canceled the top 30 visit. So here's David Bailey being asked basically the same question by SNY's Nicky Lattarulo.
What have your interactions been like with the Jets?
It's been good, man. I've talked with Monty on the phone a couple of times. Obviously, they canceled my 30 visits, so I wasn't able to get around the facility and kind of have like an in-depth conversation with all the staff and everything. But I had a great interaction with them at the combine, and then obviously like whatever FaceTime calls we've been having. So,
if you were picked to be on the Jets, how do you think you fit in with that team?
I think I fit in great. I mean, I think it'd be a great scheme for me. I'd be open to learning whatever position that they need me to play. I think I'm going to bring a versatile skill set. So, I'm just open to anything.
Okay, so a couple things. One, he confuses Darren Muji, the GM of the Jets, for Monty. That's Monty Ossenfort, the GM of the Cardinals. Arizona, of course, is picking number 3. And I just find it so odd that he doesn't have a visit to the facility. He doesn't meet the entire coaching staff. He doesn't really know the system. Again, he calls the Jets GM the wrong name. It just doesn't pass the smell test. Like, why wouldn't you want every minute possible with David Bailey if you're about to use the second pick in the draft on him and pay him $50 million guaranteed? Like, the canceled visit just doesn't jive with what we know about these teams when it comes to the pre-draft process, where they're so obsessed with making sure they do the ultimate due diligence on all these players. It just doesn't pass the smell test. Now, one final cut for you before you weigh in, Jeff. David Bailey spoke with Dom D'Angelo, who did a great job. If you checked out the Jake Asman Show social media accounts today, we've been posting clips from all the great interviews with the top prospects. But this was Dom's question to Bailey, once again asking about Aaron Glenn, Carl Dunbar, the D-line coach, and the Jets.
I represent the Jake Asman Show. That's a New York Jets podcast. Okay. How was your interaction with Carl Dunbar and Aaron Glenn and all that stuff when you were able to do all that?
It was great, man. I mean, I was at the combine, so I remember they was my last meeting of the day. So I had like 12 or 13 meetings. So, I came in there. I was just definitely a little sleepy-eyed, definitely a little tired. But, I mean, it was still a great interview, great process. And
did they seem to line up with you philosophically and how you feel about football and everything?
Yeah, I think so. I think multiple teams did. And, yeah.
I mean, Jeff, how could anyone hear David Bailey talk about his meeting with the Jets all the way back at the combine, where he basically said, I was half asleep for it without saying it, and think he's going to be pick number 2? The Jets just sound like another team that he's met with throughout this long process that started way back in mid-February. It's crazy to me that Bailey is still being picked by so many people in the quote-unquote no to go number 2. I don't buy it. I think it's still going to be Arvell Reese. The answers today, when you compare what Reese said about his interactions with Glenn and going to the facility to what Bailey's saying in those two cuts, this to me would be really a huge surprise if they took David Bailey second overall.
I don't read much in anything Bailey said, honestly. I think Muji and Monty are at least close enough. It's not like he called him like Patrick or something ridiculous like that. So I'm willing to give him a pass on that. I don't know. It just sounds like a guy who hasn't been coached properly on media training more than anything else, actually, Jake. Whoever's doing that training probably should have done a little bit of a better job, a little more honest than I would expect, which I don't mind. It was the last meeting of the day of the combine. But look, I had to ask a lot of people that I trust about the top 30 meeting, Jake, because that was a very bizarre 24 hours, right? Like it was the last day you could have top 30 meetings, and the Jets are canceling it with the guy who, again, I would still, if I'm going off football only, I'm taking David Bailey at 2, Jake. If I'm going football only, he's my pick. We'll get into that a little later. But it felt a little bit odd to me. It read as two things. The Jets have 2 picks in the top 16, right? maybe they need to do a little bit more on the guys who are going to be there at 16 potentially than the guys who are going to be there at 2, because we know who's going to be there at 2. It's everyone in the draft but Fernando Mendoza is going to be there at number 2. So maybe you used it on someone else who's going to be there at 16. But Jay, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe they ended up using it in a different guy, correct? Or at least publicly, we never found that out. Am I correct on that?
Well, we don't know who actually took a top 30 visit fully.
Okay,
the full list.
Okay, so we don't know. Maybe because you're limited by team, right? You're limited by how many you're allowed to give. So maybe they canceled it because they needed to get someone else in there who they might take at 16.
But it doesn't make sense.
I don't.
It's a $50 million decision. How do you not want to meet with him?
Look. I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just going off what could have happened here. Now, again, football sense wise, I think, and you've talked about this a lot in the lead up of the Jets can't pick the guy at 2 based off of Aaron Glenn being there potentially for only either to save Aaron Glenn's job for post this year, or like you can't be drafting it because Aaron Glenn could be gone at the end of the year, right, Jake? Like those have been the 2 little talking points. Like you can't draft to basically preserve Glenn for more than this year, or you can't look at it that Glenn may be gone at the end of the year. I'm kind of looking at it a little bit is if Aaron Glenn survives past this year, or this team's a little bit better, or he shows a little bit of improvement, I still don't know. I don't know what position Arvell Reese is. I still don't. I know everyone's going to hybrid pass rusher, right? That's kind of where we've all settled with Arvell Reese for a position. But I'm not so certain that's what he is. And when you have a coaching staff that is bad, and I still think, even though I like Carl Dunbar, as a whole, this coaching staff got to show me still, right, Jake? Like we had this conversation all at the end of last year. AG's got to show me he's a head coach. I mean, what responsibility is Brian Duker going to have, right? like he's not going to call the plays, really. Unless if something surprising happens at training camp, he's just there because they need a guy with the title of DC. And look, man, David Bailey is an amazing football player, and I've listened to you a ton. I've listened to every draft thing on these top guys. Like, I know there's the concern about the run stopping, but that will come with being in the NFL and also being on a defense where, you know what, and I know some may not be happy with the way I'm going to phrase this, that Texas Tech defense was so damn good in the middle at defensive tackle. They have a guy who the Jets could possibly take with their second-round pick in Joey Rodriguez at middle linebacker, who's arguably the best linebacker. He's the second best linebacker in college football because Sonny Styles is the best linebacker in college football last year. But I don't know if I want to buy the tape on him being a bad run stopper just because of what that defense was at Texas Tech. He was the best player on the field in the Orange Bowl against Oregon. Bailey was. I know Oregon got stopped by Indiana the next game, but it wasn't the defense's fault for Texas Tech that they lost that game. Their offense was a disaster. So for me, again, this whole situation is just odd. You and I kind of texted before, and you made a point to me that I agree with, where if they take Bailey at 2 and he doesn't pan out, they're setting themselves up to basically get lambasted. But it's the NFL draft. If you get to pick wrong at number 2, you're going to get lambasted regardless, right? Like, if they pick Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles or whoever at number 2, and I don't think they'll take Styles, I'm just throwing names out there, they're going to get lambasted and they're going to lose their jobs anyway, right? Like, to me, yes, you want to get all the information you can on the guy you're going to take at number 2 and pay $50 million. I get it. It's odd. It's non-conventional. If I'm going for a pure football sense, I'm taking David Bailey. I think even though Reese's ceiling is higher, I think his floor is really low. Like, I think Arvell Reese's floor is Vernon Golston low. Like, that's where my head's at with Reese. Now, if I'm wrong and it's the ceiling, then yeah, you passed on a guy who could be a top 5 pass rusher in the NFL, and you better hope David Bailey's really good if that's the case. But Jake, I think they're going to take Reese. That's the long way around it. I think they're taking Arvell at 2.
Well, okay, so I'm glad you said that because that was going to be where I wanted to go. You could make a football argument, take David Bailey. He's a really good prospect. If he doesn't go 2, there's a chance he's going 3 to the Arizona Cardinals. So
He's going. If Arizona keeps the pick, he's going 3 to Arizona.
So look, it's not like we're talking about a guy that if he doesn't go 2, he's going to go in the at 15 all of a sudden. So he's a worthwhile top 2 pick in this draft class. Maybe not other draft classes, but in this draft class, he is. My point is, though, there are still people like Peter Schrager and some of the top insiders out there who are dead set on David Bailey still being the pick at 2, and I don't think Darren Muji's an idiot. So I would be shocked if Bailey is the pick at 2. Again, separate the football argument for who you would prefer as a fan to what the Jets are actually going to do. He doesn't take a visit to the facility. He didn't meet the full coaching staff. He doesn't know what system they're running. He called the GM the wrong name. Why wouldn't you want every minute possible if you're going to invest close to $60 million guaranteed into the guy when the last time you were in this position, you took Zach Wilson? And a big reason they missed on Zach, everyone said, well, it was a COVID year. They didn't get a chance to have the meetings with him one-on-one. They didn't get the full experience. To me, the canceled visit is so difficult to look back and just say, yeah, it's nothing. They already have enough info. When these teams do everything in their power to obsess over every detail on these players, I just don't see how the Jets could take David Bailey 2nd overall when he's giving you answers, making it sound like he barely knows who's even, where the Jets are, where they even play. It sounded like he had no interest in the Jets whatsoever. And he's a smart guy, Jeff. He graduated from Stanford in 3 years. I don't think he's dumb. I don't think it's a lack of media training. I genuinely think he knows he's not going to go to the Jets at 2.
Well, I think your last point is probably the most reasonable take, right? He probably has enough intel from his agents. Hey, they're taking Reese at 2. You're going to Arizona at 3 if they keep the pick. I think that's the most reasonable way to look at it, right? The Jets are taking Arvell, or here's the other thing too, Jake. If we get, all right, Fernando's taken a number 1 by the Raiders. If we flip around 27 and a half hours from now and we go look up on the screen and there's not a Jet logo picking at number 2, would that shock you? It wouldn't shock me if this is a whole thing where the Jets don't. Maybe the Jets have done a great job of getting everyone off the scent, and they don't really like either of these guys, and they really want to move down. Now the behavior around Bailey's been bizarre, but maybe they know. You know what? We're trying to get someone to move up for Reese, because Arizona's taking Bailey at 3 regardless, and maybe everyone knows that. Or we don't have to do anything on Bailey because everyone knows that Arizona loves David Bailey at number 3. So, again, unconventional, weird. Again, I think they will take Reese at 2. I don't love that from a football perspective because a guy who does not have a position scares the hell out of me, especially with this coaching staff that I do not trust one bit. But look, the potential.
Because I think they have a real good.
I do, but look at that. Jake, I don't trust the head coach, and Duker. What the hell is he? Carl Dunbar, I trust, but if Aaron Glenn gets fired after 1 year, is Carl Dunbar really going to stay around? Probably not.
Mike Tomlin's the head coach.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, if we get there, Jake. But I just think in the end, I think they're going to stay at 2. I think they're going to take Reese. The discussion at 16 is fascinating for me because it feels like it's going to be a wide receiver, but they could do any which way. And there's about 7 different guys that I would be very happy with them picking at number 16, Jake. It's such an interesting draft for the Jets. It really is.
It's unbelievable. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We'll get to pick 16 coming up. Could the Jets move up? Could they maybe move back if none of the receivers there line up with the value of the 16th pick? We will get into that. We're also going to get to your calls as well. And this is the last day for Asmaniac Madness until after the draft. We're pausing the tournament at the conclusion of today's show. We have one final Elite 8 showdown. Today, the Elite 8 between the number 1 seed in the grown-ass man region, Charles Gorman, against the 3 seed, PBM, Purple Belt Mike. The winner will take on Gary 3D Boxing here's your look at the bracket. Chef Kevin won the inside-outside region. Big Fella won the Dangerous Alliance region, so it will be Chef Kevin and the Big Fella this upcoming Tuesday. That's next Tuesday. Then Gary advancing in overtime yesterday against Mr. Bonesy. What a thrilling game. Back-to-back Elite Eights that ended in overtime. Leany and the Big Fella, Gary and Mr. Bonesy. Great run by Bonesy over the last year as our champ, but Gary advances, and now it's Gorman and it's PBM. The winner has a spot in the Final Four. Polls will open for that coming up. We also have a great giveaway on our show today, a Jets Legends jersey. Joe Namath, Joe Klecko, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Darrell Revis, the late, great Nick Mangold, and Keyshawn Johnson are your choices. When you enter for the jersey, you're entered in our weekly raffle. We're targeting this Sunday for that. Draft weekend, 5 signed Jet items, Namath signed helmet, Mangold signed helmet, Revis signed helmet, Garrett Wilson signed helmet, and a Mason Taylor signed helmet. So a bunch of prizes up for grabs over the next couple of days. Shout out to Derek, the Kansas Jet fan, and Kelly Maria. Each of them gifted a membership at the start of the show. Ozzie Fuller's gifted one as well. So we have 3 raffle entries and counting. Let's go. Hit the Jet chant. Ozzie, I appreciate it. All right, Jeff. At 16, I want a receiver. Now, I've been hearing a lot of rumblings of one of the big 3 actually making it to 16 when there was a thought, especially after the Dexter Lawrence deal that the Giants made, now picking at 10 instead of the Bengals. Hey, Mekhi Lemon, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, there's no way any of those players would be there at 16. There's some buzz that might not actually be the case. If one of them is there, I'm all for it. If the Jets wanted to move up and Muji understands that's the only way to get one of those guys, I would understand and be for it. What I don't want is them just sticking at 16. If there's a chance to move down a couple spots, still end up with Denzel Boston or Omar Cooper or Casey Concepcion. Like, I don't love 16 for those 3. I'd rather move back, pick in the 20s, and get one of those guys or move up. So I'm at a point now where I want the Jets to either move up or move down rather than stick and pick at 16. Give me your thoughts on what I just laid out.
I don't think – let's take the guys you really like first. I love Mekhi Lemon. I understand he's a little bit undersized, but he is so damn tough. And he is a great, great player. And I understand there was a little bit of weirdness at the combine with him. That doesn't bother me at all. Jordan Tyson scares the hell out of me because of the injury history. If he's on the field, he could be awesome, but he just scares the hell out of me. There is a 0% chance that Tate makes it that low. There's no way. They would probably have to move up to number 8. Like, they probably have to go all the way to number 8 in order to get Tate, right? Like, that's probably the highest. They would probably have to get in front of both Kansas City and the Giants in order to get Tate.
There's some rumblings of him falling, that apparently Tyson could be the first receiver, and then after that, Carnell Tate could actually fall into the teens. At least that's what Rich Samini said. Scout in the note told him.
Let's put it this way: if he falls into the teens, then you trade up to 13 with the Rams. Like, but in all honesty, if I'm the Rams, if Carnell Tate falls in my lap, I'm taking him. But
hey, 9 with the Chiefs. Connor Hughes mentioned that the Jets and the Chiefs have had some talks, and the Chiefs would be willing to move back. Would you trade up from 16 to 9 if it meant you get Tate?
Yeah, I mean, I would very much consider it, but here's the thing. I don't like Tate that much more than I like Lemon. So unless if you think you have to move up for Lemon, if Tate's already off the board or you don't think, or let me rephrase that. If you don't think Lemon is going to get to you, then yeah, okay, then go up, go get Tate, go get the big-bodied wide receiver and go Ohio State with him and GW. Tate or Lemon would be great. Tyson scares the hell out of me. Of the next group, I like David Boston the best, but I would not take him at 16. I agree with you. I would trade back into the early 20s, and if I land him, Concepcion or Omar Cooper, any of those 3, good with me. The interesting one, well, there's 2. Peter Schrager at Sadiq going 17 today. which is completely contradictory to what Samini was saying earlier this offseason, right? Where Samini was like, Sadiq's not going to get there to the Jets at 16. I wouldn't hate the idea of taking Sadiq and then going for a great duo at tight end with him and Mason Taylor. But I don't know if the Jets would be willing to do that. The only other one that would be interesting is if Ole Ione out of Penn State is still there, do you try to just go for the monster offensive line? And then you have an O-line where Myers turns into your sixth lineman in that scenario, right? Like you just move Tippmann back over. You have Parham, you have the rookie out of Penn State. You have your tackles set forever with Olu and Membu. I don't hate that idea, Jake. I really don't.
Back into the first round in that scenario to get one of the receivers then.
Yeah, you could do that too. Or one of those receivers could very possibly get to you at 33 also.
And then they'll turn into Denzel Mims or Elijah Moore. I'm just very nervous leaving night. I'm nervous leaving night one without a pass catcher. And I don't love Sadiq, but I'd rather them take Sadiq than Vega Ioana. And I know Vega's probably going to be awesome. I don't want to take a guard at 16. I need a weapon.
Okay. All right. Look, I don't hate the idea of having an offensive line that is young and beastly, where they're already on their way. If you have 3 first-round picks on your O-line, and by the way, the 2 tackles have proven to be pretty darn good already. Like Membu is a stud, and Olu is excellent. So I don't mind like having 3 high-end first-round offensive linemen. I don't think he's going to get to them and I would not move up to take him. So that's kind of where my head's at. The Ty Simpson stuff is not happening, at least not at 16.
Oh, we'll get to that. I got the clip I want to play for you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If you're making me project, I think Mekhi Lemon's the pick at 16, and I don't think they move.
Let's
personally.
go.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
Jeff.
I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Guess what?
What do you got?
Cisco bomb. Are you kidding me? 50 gifted memberships from Cisco Lopez. I don't have my second monitor up, so I can't read 50 names. I also don't have my umbrella to make it start raining memberships, but I can figuratively pretend like I'm holding an umbrella. Shout out to Cisco, making it rain. 50 gifted memberships. Hit the Jet Chant. Let's go.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
Oh, my goodness gracious. 50 gifted memberships. Cisco, you're the man. 50 raffle entries. Congrats to Cisco on maybe winning the jersey. We will find out. Let's go.
Let's go, Jets. Let's go, Jets. Let's go, Jets. Let's go, Jets.
Hold on. I might have spoke too soon. Doc Jet fan checking in. His son just got married, and look at this guy. He's in the giving mood. $100 super chat. First round on me tonight. Hey, Lou B, who's in the chat, who will be here shortly. First round is on me tonight, courtesy of Doc Jet fan. Let's go.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships, too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
Doc, very kind of you. 20 raffle tickets for you coming up. Shout out to Forbin as well. Forbin, I know you've been watching the show a long time already. Appreciate you. You're in for 5.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Don't let go, baby. Don't you dare let go. We'll get to the other super chats in a moment. Again, thank you to Doc, Forbin, and, of course, Cisco. You are truly one of one. Very, very appreciative of your support. I want to play you, though, a clip from Ty Simpson because you brought him up. So this is from my guy, Dom D'Angelo, asking Ty Simpson this morning at the Prospect media availability about playing for the Jets, and Ty unprovoked. Look who he brings up.
To draft you, how would you feel about taking over that franchise?
I would feel super blessed and I'd be ready for it. The last quarterback, the Alabama quarterback who went there was Joe Namath.
Heck yeah.
Y'all know what happened then.
Meet Joe Namath before?
Oh, I have. Yeah. Broadway Joe. Yeah, he comes by some Bama games. If I got to go to the Jets and I'd look as fly as him, I think we'd be all right.
You got to get the fur coat.
Yeah, exactly. I got some ideas.
Great job by Dom with the follow-up there on the fur coat. Now, the only thing I want to correct, because I know people in the chat will be all over this, we can't forget about Richard Todd, also an Alabama quarterback. And we want to throw Greg McElroy in there, Jeff, for good measure.
How could you forget?
7-6 Jets beat the Cardinals in 2012 with McElroy coming in off the bench. Just electricity at MetLife, but I digress. Look, I don't think they're going to take Simpson at 16. I'm not convinced the Cardinals are definitely going to trade back into the end of round 1 and take him. If he's there at 33, I've been consistent with this. Look, I want to see who else is there, obviously, before I say definitively you got to take him. But I'm not going to kill the Jets if they took him at 33. The dream he's somehow there at 44. I doubt that happens. But give me your assessment on Ty Simpson. Is there any spot you'd feel comfortable taking him, or do you want to pass altogether?
I would pass altogether. That's just, I've been consistent with that the whole way. He, to me, needs the circumstance to be perfect in order to be even possibly good. And I don't think he's worth a tie. I would not even consider him until round 3, which obviously he won't be there because someone will take him in round 2 or someone will trade back in and take him at the end of the first round. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I just don't think he's that good. I know that Alabama had no run game last year.
He's going to wear the fur coat. Come on. He's tugging at the heartstrings.
Jets, Jets.
He knows Namath. He knows the chant. We have all the boxes checked.
You know, I'll get the fur coat for myself, Jake, if you really want. But you know, next year's draft at the quarterback position is so good. It's so good and it's deep. So I definitely
agree. But haven't we heard that before? That's my pushback.
I know, but here's the deal, though, Jake. Next year, you're going to take, like, realistically speaking, the Jets are like their first round pick's going to be out of quarterback next year, unless if they take Ty Simpson. And I think everybody in that draft has a much higher ceiling than Simpson does. I know there's been the pushing of Simpson by Orlovsky and others. I don't see it. I just don't see it. The other interesting thing could be at 33. If someone really wants Ty Simpson, you could get a really good haul back for that pick and trade down a little bit, Jake. So that's the other thing. Like, that's the one good thing to Jake. Like, having 33 is a really good asset. I don't know if people, I know everyone who's watching your show realizes it, but 33 is an awesome asset if the Jets want to trade out of it because someone will overpay to go up to get Simpson or some other prospect that snuck out of the first round.
Well, here's how I look at it. If they trade up, let's say from 16, people are like, it's too much to give up. Well, I think Muji is smart enough. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but I think Muji's smart enough to recognize we do have pick 33. It's been traded 2 of the last 3 drafts. Let's move down from 33. Let's acquire a 3rd rounder, which we don't have. And we're essentially recouping some of what we traded up in the first place to go up and get Tate or Tyson or Lemon, whoever they moved up for in this scenario. Like, I almost think the two need to be hand in hand. If you're moving up from 16, can we find a trade partner at 33 to move back and recoup some of what we gave up? Because they need players. They need stars. They need players.
Yeah, I mean, we could possibly, to move up, depending on how high you go, it could take 16 and 44 to move up pretty easily, Jake. It could even take 16 and 33 potentially if you're moving up. Like, I mean, geez, if the Jets love Carnell Tate and they want to move all the way to number 7 with Washington, I mean, they could. So, it's been such a bizarre lead up to this draft, man. It just has been. And the whole Bailey nonsense has really made it even stranger. But again, I'm just going to go back to what I said at the onset. I think it's a very good thing that we don't know what's happening at 2 this close to the draft. I don't think it's, they don't know what the hell they're doing. No, I just think that people aren't leaking. And that's a good first step to becoming a real franchise is when you don't have constant leak. And the head coach isn't leaking to Connor Hughes anymore, right? or the offensive coordinator, I should say, actually, because that was LaFleur who we suspect to have been that leak that year. But look, it's just, I think that's a step to being an adult organization is shutting down the leaks, and the Jets have done that going into this draft.
Do you trust Darren Muji?
I trust Darren Muji. I don't trust anybody else. I don't trust Darren.
Again, that's why I think it has to be Reese at 2, because I don't think Muji is dumb enough to not conduct a top 30 visit with a guy he's going to take second overall. Because if it doesn't work out, we were talking about this off air, it's just another thing that's going to be used against him when he's fighting for his job if Glenn can't figure it out. And let's say whoever they pick at 2 is mediocre. If it's Bailey and he's just okay, like that's going to be used against him. The fans will use that as a talking point.
You know, it'll be interesting to see though, Jake. I do think there is a 1 in 3 chance that that 2 is moved. Like they move out of 2.
Who's coming up though? Because I'm with you. I would love for them to trade back. That'd be great. Take Sonny Styles at 5 and move back. Giants, you want Arvell Reese that bad? Come on up. I don't think they're going to find that team. I hope I'm wrong.
I just wonder if you're Kansas City, and I don't know who it would be, but if they I think they like David Bailey than a lot more than people realize with Kansas City. And I think it's pretty clear at this point. If David Bailey's on the board at 3, the Arizona Cardinals are going to take David Bailey. I think that's pretty clear at this point. But I'm not certain that if Arvell Reese is on the board at number 3, that Arizona would take him. So if someone loves David Bailey and really wants him, they could move up. But you're right. We don't know exactly who that team is. Again, this has been a very weird lead up all the way around. By the way, Jake, I think Caleb Downs is by far the best player in this draft. I think he's by far. Yes, I think he's by far the best player in this draft. But you're not taking a safety at number 2. So I obviously get that, but you could trade back. I know you need a pass rusher, but boy, that safety position was a dumpster fire last year. You get a guy like that, you put him next to Malachi Moore, you got yourself a pretty reasonable safety tandem moving forward.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We are presented by PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app right now. Play $5 and get $50 instantly in lineups when you use the code HMA. Since you brought up Caleb Downs, here's a PrizePick themed Caleb Downs related question for you. Who goes number 10? Caleb Downs, yes or no? Jordan Tyson, yes or no? So if you look at the percentages here, it's skewed towards Downs being available at 10 more so than Tyson. If you check some of the latest PrizePick percentage points that they put up on their app. So you tell me, who's more likely to be there at 10, Downs or Tyson?
I think Tyson, but very, very close on that. Very close on that. I think Downs is going either 8 to New Orleans or 9 to Kansas City, personally.
Downs at 5, I think, is in play. I know we say Styles, but if anyone could take a safety that high, Harbaugh took Kyle Hamilton at 14. Would you rather him or Kayvon, who went 5 that year to the Giants? Like, I think Harbaugh has enough sway to say, hey, Downs is just as good as Hamilton. We're taking him 5.
Oh, I think Downs is a better prospect than Hamilton, personally. So, and I love Kyle Hamilton coming out of Notre Dame. So, yeah, it wouldn't shock me if Downs goes 5. I don't think Downs is making it to 10. Schrager had Tyson mocked to the Giants at 10 today. Obviously, he had Reese since he had Bailey going number 2. By the way, our boy Bobby Saleh is going to do something very interesting at number 4, by the way, because they're either going to take a running back or a linebacker at number 4, and there's going to be people that freak the hell out that they take a running back or a linebacker that high at number 4. But I love Sonny Styles too, man. I think it's funny. I love all these Ohio State guys except for Reese. Of course, the guy who the Jets are most likely to take it to is the guy that I like the least of those 4 guys at Ohio State who are probably going to go in the top 12.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Not a super chat, but I did laugh at this comment. Let's give Jeff a chance to respond before we get to the polls being open for Asmaniac Madness. JD says, Parles is off his rocker today. Downs over Hamilton, ? Where are the elite trades?
He's the smartest player in the draft. IQ is important still, Jake. Yeah, Kyle Hamilton more physically imposing, and the other thing is too, like Kyle Hamilton can move around, like I get that, but you are going to have the highest IQ player in this draft, and also pretty freaking physically gifted as well, Caleb Downs. So yeah, I like Caleb Downs better than I like Kyle Hamilton. Caleb Downs to me would have been a top 10 pick in last year's draft also. And that draft was better than this one. So, better prospect than Kyle Hamilton. And Kyle Hamilton's pretty freaking good. Again, I think those two guys are the two best safety prospects since Ed Reed, to me. Those two guys, Hamilton and now Downs, are the two best safeties we've seen since Ed Reed, who should have been a Jet. But Brian Thomas was too much to pass up in that draft, as we know.
Peter Castro says, Jeff, you're on serious crack.
Oh, I think Peter would know from time to time, right? Love you, Peter.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to vote in Asmaniac Madness, our final Elite Eight showdown before the Final Four is set. Then we'll pause the tournament. Chef Kevin, the winner in the inside-outside region. Big Fella, the winner in the Dangerous Alliance region. Gary 3D Boxing, the winner in the Extraordinary region. Who is going to win the grown-ass man region between Charles Gorman, the 1 seed, and Purple Belt Mike, the number 3 seed? Your votes determine who will advance to the Final Four. Before polls open, I've been sent a message from the PBM campaign. We'll play it, and then voting will get underway.
This is Gormani, the flatulator, stinking up New York City and MetLife Stadium. He doesn't care about the Jets. Look at this. This is what he thinks about our team, the United States, and the cheerleaders. Who's going to stop him? Well, this is Jake the Flash Man. This is the Bat Fella reporting for duty. This is Armored Batman grappling from rooftops to take out the flatulator. Here comes Purple Belt Mike, coming in hot, ready to fight. Flatulator stands no chance. Vote PBM to see what happens, and hopefully we could take him down.
Ladies and gentlemen, a message there from the PBM campaign. Now, the Gorman campaign did send me an image, and I have the following statement that I'm supposed to read.
Oh, boy.
Quote, "You come at the king, you best not miss." Ladies and gentlemen, Gorman the 1 seed, PBM the 3 seed. It's the Elite Eight of Asmaniac Madness, and voting is underway.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? Asmaniac Madness. You get to pick the ones that make the show rock.
Vote, vote, vote.
Jake, the winner of this matchup will be the champion.
Wow.
That's my take.
Strong.
The winner of this will be the madness, even though we'll win Asmaniac Madness, I should say. Even though, this is a hell of a field. By the way, shout out Big Fella for making it to the Final Four. Boy, really? Chef was a 7, Jake?
Chef
That's
Kevin,
impressive.
man.
That's a night. That's a night.
Neil, Clifton, what a run. Lane Train.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to face a gauntlet to get to the Final Four.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're running out of gas if you're a 7 seed with all that talent that he beat. So, Big Fella, I think we're going to get the winner of this against Big Fella in the final. And then the winner, sorry, Gary, we still love you. But, I mean, how could you vote against either? Look, I'm voting for Gorman. I'm just throwing out there, no disrespect, PBM. But if PBM wins this, PBM, I think, wins the whole thing.
I'll tell you what, if you made it this far, you're doing something right. We got tremendous callers.
And I am wearing purple. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a tell or anything, Jake.
Is that Washington for Denzel Boston?
It is Washington. Yeah, we can say that. That's good with me, Jake. I like Denzel Boston. I like that.
All right, let's hit these super chats. Then we'll do some calls before we say goodbye to Jeff. I'll stay on for the rest. First one's from Fire Aaron Glenn. Should we fire Aaron Glenn before or after the draft? Yeah, that's not happening, but I appreciate the support, Fire Aaron Glenn. Fernando says, so if not meeting Bailey doesn't matter, then why did they meet with Reese and give him a top 30 if it doesn't matter, LOL? Hold the line, it's Reese. Again, the logic by some trying to excuse the top 30 not meaning anything. Maybe it doesn't mean anything if it was a guy that's, the back end of round 1 or round 2 on their board. This guy's going to go 2nd or 3rd overall in the draft, most people think. To not meet with him, and then his answer today, I wouldn't think it's that big of a deal if David Bailey's answer today made it sound like he's barely interacted with the Jets. He didn't know their names. He said he's never been to New York before. Like, it's I'm sorry. I think it's a big deal.
It's not great. Again, Jake, I just this has been such an odd lead up all the way around. And look, maybe Muji has been certain the whole time that he's wanted Arvell Reese. Maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe this has just been a whole thing where they're leaking the wrong guy to go number 2 and see if someone wants to give him a king's ransom to move down. Or they just love Arvell Reese and are going to take him at number 2. We'll see. Yep. We'll know soon enough, my friend.
One day, 2 hours, 53 minutes, and 17 seconds.
By the way, Jake, how much? What is the over under for? Since you're at McFadden's tomorrow, what is the over under for Guinness consumption for you yourself and then the group that will be there? So rooting on the Jets tomorrow night.
Well, I just got a text that SNY will be filming the Jet fans at the party. So whatever the number is, make it higher. We got the SNY cameras coming through to any Jet fan who's coming to McFadden. So,
look. I mean, it's the SNY has to deal with the Mets and their nonsense. So the Jets. Hey, look, the Jets actually with a lesser losing streak last year than the Mets are currently on right now, which is not a good sign for anybody.
For the Mets.
No, that will not happen, Jake. I actually do think the Mets will win tonight, but who the hell knows? They are shockingly. I am stunned. I didn't expect them to be quite as good as everyone thought, at least early on. But boy, they suck. They suck.
They're bad.
And the Yankees aren't any good either. Like, that's the weird thing with baseball. The Dodgers are really good. The Padres are really good.
Who's better than the Yankees right now in the AL, though?
Oh, that's the thing. The only team in the AL that I think is better than the Yankees currently has a horrible record.
That's what I'm saying. And the Yankees don't have Cole yet. They don't have Rodon yet.
Yeah.
Right? Their best players, Jazz, doesn't even have a home run yet. Like, Judge has been good, but he has not been, Aaron Judge yet. He's still one of the best hitters in the game, but he hasn't been MVP level Judge just yet. Ben Rice has. Stanton's still great.
Yeah, it's been a bizarre, it's been an interesting story. Yeah, the Dodgers are better than everyone else, but that's a different discussion.
I'll worry about them in the World Series, though. I got to get through the AL first.
Yeah, you got to get there, 100%.
You guys got to win a game, so.
Oh, well, that will come at some point. That'll come at some point, Jake. But again, the last 2 years have proved this for the Mets fans on the stream. Can't get too high or too low early. Team sucked at the end of May 2 years ago. They're in the NLCS. Team with the best record in baseball in the middle of June. They missed the playoffs last year, so you can't drive yourself.
This is just crazy, though. 12 losses in a row, but I digress. Dan says
that's a better question, actually.
The Jets make an in-draft trade, or the Mets win a game.
You know what the funny part of this? This could happen at the exact same time tomorrow night.
Yeah, pick 16 could be right when.
It's not impossible that this happens at the exact same time tomorrow night, or the Mets playing a day game tomorrow. Actually, hold on. I think they're a night game tomorrow, right? Let's see. Yeah, they're a night game tomorrow. So, yeah, it could legitimately happen at the exact same time.
Big fella, the only insider who knows what the Jets are doing is Darren Muji. Let us hope.
That's correct. He's right. Big fella's right.
Mace B says, be honest, Jake, is there a way you even see 7 wins this year? Look, if they have a great draft and we feel excited about it, the path to winning 7 or more games is they surrounded Gino with enough talent and Glenn's superpowers come to fruition. He actually could fix this defense. And we know special teams should be good. Kicker aside, we'll see what they do there because I have faith in the coach of that unit in Chris Banjo. Like, there's a path to it. Is it likely? I'd say no. The Jets win totals 5.5 at most sports books for a reason, but they could win 7 games. They won 7 games with Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, and Trevor Siemian in back-to-back years. So, like, they could win 7 games. That's not an astronomically high number. It's the NFL. Most games, unless you're the Jets of the past season, most games are typically within a score in the fourth quarter.
Jake, we'll talk about it when the schedule comes out in a few weeks. I think the sequencing of the schedule is of the utmost importance this year.
Yep, we'll get to that because I know you talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that. I think the last time I was with you, but the sequencing of the schedule is the utmost importance. They could be in a 1-6 hole if they have the wrong sequencing, but if they have the right sequencing, yeah, they could get to 7 because they could get off to a reasonable start. So we'll see.
Kyle Clifton goes, not to be undone, but a free super chat from Kyle. Kyle, we appreciate your support over the last 23 months. You've been a channel member. You get a free super chat when you're a channel member. Josh checks in. He's in our raffle for 2. In a conundrum, I have to work at 3 a.m. Friday morning, contemplating sleeping all day Thursday to wake up and watch the draft, then go to work, or wake up at my normal time and be surprised. Go Jets. That's a tough one, man. I mean, look, I love the draft. Obviously, I'm working it now, but like growing up, the draft was always, to me, must watch. So I would probably do everything in my power to watch it live and experience it live rather than just go to sleep and wake up and figure out what happened.
It depends, Josh. It depends if you have to work on Saturday also. I don't know if I want to screw up multiple days because being surprised would be a fun way to wake up, right? But yeah, I think if you're not working Saturday, it's the be up for it. But if you're working Saturday at the same time, it makes it a little bit tougher. A little bit tougher.
CT Jets fan says, Jake, just imagine the talk all day Friday if Simpson doesn't go round 1. If that happens, do we take him or hope someone wants the trade? I think they could take him if he's there. It's going to depend on who else is there. To me, if Ty Simpson's there at 33, the Jets either take him or they trade back. I don't know if they're going to take a different player.
I would say if Simpson makes it to round 2, them trading out is the thing that's most likely to happen, Jake. That's my take. But who knows? Maybe Muji has always loved Ty Simpson and doesn't want to have to deal with the 5th-year option and the extra money that comes with being a first-round pick. So who knows? Again, they have played their cards very close to the vest other than the David Bailey situation, which who knows? Maybe they didn't even want that to get out, but Connor Hughes was able to get that out of whoever he had in the building.
Jim with a super chat. Why are people worried about the Jets drafting Jordan Tyson because of the MetLife turf, but I don't hear any concerns if the Giants draft him? Well, I mean, if you talk to Giants fans, they would definitely talk about the Tyson injury concerns. I think part of it, though, is maybe why you're not hearing it, Jim. Let's be honest. The Giants are in the honeymoon phase right now with John Harbaugh. So any decision he makes, fans are going to support it because, well, we have our coach. We have to trust him and let him do what he wants. No one has faith in Aaron Glenn right now, and the Jets have a 15-year playoff drought. So it's like, oh, whatever can go wrong will go wrong. See Aaron Rodgers as a Jet for 4 plays before his Achilles ruptured. So I think that's part of it. Just like the perception of each franchise right now, the coaches of each franchise. But I don't think Giant fans are ignoring the Tyson injury concerns. One of my good friends is a Giant fan, and he doesn't want Jordan Tyson because of the injury concern. So I just think because we're so focused on the Jets, Jim, that's why you're only hearing about it from a Jet lens.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think if the Giants take Jordan Tyson, that should be one of the biggest talking points. A guy with a brutal injury history going to the one field in this league that we know is injury prone. so yeah, I said it earlier. I don't want the Jets to end up with Tyson because I think the other guys are better, and B, the injury history makes it even more difficult. So we're talking between him, Tate, and Mekhi Lemon, who are the 3 expected first guys off the board at the receiver position.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's in action right now in Asmaniac Madness, but he's paying it forward for the community. Purple Belt Mike just gifted 5 channel memberships.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Scoreboard update while we mention PBM's name. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you vote. Charles Gorman leads PBM 53-47. So for what appears to be the 3rd straight show, we have a highly competitive Elite 8 showdown. The last 2 have went to overtime. Will overtime be needed once again to decide who will advance to the Final 4? Some more super chats, and then we'll squeeze in a couple calls with Jeff before we wrap. This one is from the Human Fund, who says, happy draft eve. Will there be more tackles or receivers that go in round 1? This is a great question, Human Fund. Jeff, do you have the odds in front of you? Because I know you could bet on this at many of the sports books.
I don't have it in front of me, but I think there could be 6 wide receivers that go in round 1, which is going to make it very hard for offensive tackle to have more. Are we counting it now? This is just offensive tackles, right? We're not counting
Vega,
kid from Penn State.
Yeah.
So it's going to be close. It's going to be close because Schrager has 7 mocked with the tackle. It's such a weird tackle draft, too, because there's not an elite guy, but there's all these, like, good first-round quality guys. I would say that there's going to be more wide receivers that go in round 1, but it could very easily end up tied at 6. That probably is the most likely thing to happen, Jake.
I'm going to say tackles because I think it's a good receiver draft, and I think teams will be willing to wait a little bit.
Very possible.
Tackles, it's not. Like, when you run out of tackles, that's it. It's a good year for the Jets to not need a tackle. If you're a Jet fan, root for all the tackles to go. By the way, I talked about this on the Jets Collective with Sumini and BT last night. The Lions need a tackle. A bunch of teams behind the Jets at 16 need offensive tackles. If one of the receivers the Jets like is not there, but you could move down and get a couple extra picks and still take Boston, still take KC Concepcion, still take Omar Cooper Jr., that to me is the move because one of those tackles could make it to 16, and we know the Jets aren't going to draft the tackle.
Jets are definitely not drafting a tackle. That's one thing we can for sure say, Jake.
Super chat from Kyle Clifton in the raffle for 4. Everyone has preferences in draft season, but Vega Owane is almost universally a top 12 guy in the draft. I think we feel the need to take him since we have a spot for him unless we're wowed with a trade. I think he's gone anyway. I think it's a moot point. I agree with you, Kyle. I don't think Vega Owane is there at 16.
It's more than possible he's not. But if he is, again, Jake, if it's him, like, if Mekhi Lemon's there at 16, I'm taking him over basically, unless if somehow Carnell Tate falls to 16, which I just don't see happening. So, like, removing Tate from the proposition, Mekhi Lemon, if he is on the board at 16 and the Jets are in that pick, I would be upset if Mekhi Lemon is not in green. But Vega would be my second guy. So, again, I just love the idea, especially where, let's think about this for a second. You have a veteran quarterback who's likely only going to be the quarterback for you for 1 year, right? Like, it would be a shocker if Geno's your week 1, or I guess he technically could be your week 1 starter in 2027, right? If you draft a rookie and want to have the rookie learn behind him, if Geno's under contract. So, like, but still, like, realistically speaking, Geno's not your quarterback for more than maybe a year and a half most, right? The hope would be that Breece Hall's here long term, right? Why not go for an offense where you have an elite running back and you have 3 first-round offensive linemen plus Joe Tippmann, who I still think is a very, very good player. So, and then figure out the other, either center or the other guard position, depending on what you want to do. Even though I like Parham, I think Parham is a very underrated player. But I don't hate the idea if they take Vega at 16, but Lemon is the dude. If he is there at 16, I would be upset if they don't take him.
I think a lot of people agree with you on that. I like Mekhi Lemon. I go Tate, Lemon, Tyson is my order of the top 3 receivers.
Yeah, that's my order too. And I just don't believe that Tate's going to be there. I just don't believe he'll be there at 16. The other 2 guys, at least one of them is going to be there, but I would be very cautious of taking Jordan Tyson with the injury history.
Dan checks in. What would it take for us to get 5 and 10 from the Giants? 2 and 16, obviously. Could we give up a future 3rd or 4th in addition or something?
5 and 10?
Yeah. A lot of Jet fans would we'd rather have 5 and 10 than 2 and 16. Duh. I don't think you're going to be able to get the Giants to come up and do a swap with you, though.
Not happening. Not happening. By the way, Jake, can I just throw something out there real quick? Because I don't know how many Giant fans are actually watching this show, but the Giant fans who are visibly complaining about Dexter Lawrence need to get a grip on reality. That was a spectacular trade for them.
Oh, amazing trade. They got a top 10 pick for a guy who was fat and had a terrible season last year.
Yeah, spectacular trade. Like, I was actually envious of the trade when I saw it.
Yeah. Well, because it affects the Jets, because if the Giants do take a receiver at 10, that could have been a guy that was there for the Jets at 16.
100%. 100%.
Let's see. Super chat from Zach. He's in the raffle for 2. Thank you, Zach. Nothing against Charles Gorman as a human being. I mean, he seems like a decent dude. But how are you all voting for a dude who jumped ship? I'm sorry. That's obviously disqualifying. Zach Van Buren weighing in on Gorman versus PBM. Both gentlemen are on the line, so we will hear from each of them in a matter of moments. Real quick, Jets Hub writes in, Knicks or draft, both at the same time. Let me tell you, my stress levels tomorrow night with a Knicks playoff game, again, third year in a row the Knicks have played a Game 3 the night of the NFL draft. Between that, we got Yankees, Red Sox, and then the Jets with 2 picks in the first round. There'll be a lot of stress for myself as a diehard New York sports fan, that's for sure. Phantom Green and White says, if we end up with Reese at 2, 16 or trade up for Tyson Tate Lemon and get Basantis at 33, Jersey Kid, this is a home run draft. If they took him or the Oregon guard, Prignon, I'd be okay with that because I feel like it's good value, and I'd rather take a guard in the second round than do it at 16. I think it's overkill.
I mean, if they take honest, it's close between those two guys. Do like the Don Bosco prep angle though with Basantis, right? So yeah, very close, very close. If those two again, I think they're going to trade 33, Jake. I really do, unless if Ty Simpson's on the board, I think they're going to trade 33. If Ty Simpson is not on the board, then they'll keep 33, and it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Marine Jet Vet won't be making it to Pittsburgh, or will represent a Pier 17. Reese at 2. Marine Jet, appreciate your support. Spencer Green says, we need the commies. Number 7 pick. Downs is who we need. Bad. I really like Caleb Downs. Jeff thinks he's the best player in the draft, but I don't think the Jets would trade up for a safety. I think they'd only trade up for a weapon.
I agree with you. I think the only way the Jets end up with Caleb Downs is if they trade out of 2, which I just don't see happening.
Sean Bennett, who cares if I call in? Okay, Sean, well, don't call in then. Michael Greco says, Reese and Tate. Michael, I think a lot of Jet fans would be giddy if we went defensive player from the Ohio State and offensive player from the Ohio State. I'm in. Zach with a follow-up super chat. Gorman's favorite Jets equals Johnny Unitas, Reggie Wayne, Edgerrin James, Gino Marchetti, and Tony Siragusa. Zach with a campaign.
Wow.
Against Gorman. It's almost like PBM paid him off. Unbelievable.
Oh, and the Z is purple also there, Jake.
That's right. Robin says, I vote PBM 100% Jets fan and Asmaniac. Respect, Chuck. And then one more super chat. Peg and Artie. They had a great run in the tournament, Jeff. Party with Peg and Artie. Charles gave us some great moments. He jumped ship due to a mental lapse of judgment. At least he didn't bone Rossini. Jeff, your thoughts?
Jesus. Oh, man. Yeah. By the way, Mike Vrabel really showed a lot of accountability yesterday, by the way.
Congrats to him on the sacks.
Oh, God. Okay, Big Cat. Congrats, Big Cat.
Ladies and gentlemen, to your calls we go. But first, a scoreboard update. The final Elite 8 showdown in the Asmaniac Madness tournament. Right now, Charles Gorman leads PBM 53-47. There have been 327 votes thus far. The polls will stay open till the end of the show. We have a jersey raffle at the end. If you want a chance to win a Keyshawn, Mangold, Revis, Krebet, Martin, Klecko, or Joe Namath jersey, make sure you enter the raffle before the show is over. But ladies and gentlemen, we now will hear from each Asmaniac Madness contestant. And joining us right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is none other than the number 1 seed in the Grown Ass Man Race.
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Glowski takes steroids. Please stop loving. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Sing it this way, Charles!
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
For all you pieces of garbage out there that dare tell me how to be a sports fan, go drink your own urine and eat your own feces. You have no right to tell me how to be a sports fan. It's not your place nor your business. And Jeff, that's not funny. I'm being serious.
That's intense, Gorman. That's intense.
First and foremost, I don't think people really do a good job in following my content, which goes to show you how intelligent a lot of these so-called Asmaniacs are. But why you guys should vote for me? Because I try to keep it real. I try to keep it real with myself and you guys. But of course, that seems nothing to matter to a lot of these people. So what else is new? As for the video about Mike,
calm down. All right.
As for the video about Mike made, it was
don't need to be so hostile.
Can I talk, please?
Calm down.
Even if I am hostile?
I don't want you to be hostile. This is fun. All right? We're all a family here.
Yeah, sure. Tell it to the morons in the chat that you love to keep. Anyways.
Whoa. Who's a moron?
Jay Lebster, Leon M, Leon H, whatever his name is. That tells me how to be a sports fan. That's not your place nor your business.
Well, they can give an opinion, just like you gave an opinion when you said you were leaving the Jets briefly.
That was a poor lapse. And there's facts and there's opinions. Facts are more powerful than opinions, no?
Well, you left the Jets, you said, in part because they were a mess. That's an opinion.
Just like a lot of Mets fans left the Mets because of their allegiance with Bandani.
I don't think anyone actually left the Mets because of that, but I digress.
Regardless, people have no right to tell me how to be a sports fan, regardless if it is their opinion or not.
Well, why don't you focus on the people who are on the fence, whether or not they're going to vote for you?
People who want to think about voting for me, I keep it real. I keep it straightforward. I try my best to be as serious as I can, even though I don't always try to be funny on this show. As for the video Purple Belt Mike made, it was cute, but I don't think it's going to get him far. He's a good dude. Honestly, I have a lot of respect and appreciation for Purple Belt Mike, but that video is only going to get him so far.
What if that video is the catalyst to him defeating you?
If it is, it is.
Are you confident?
Somewhat.
Why are you so angry today, Charles?
I don't know, because a lot of people just tell me how to be a sports fan. They think I'm of this fan. I abandoned. You know what abandoned means, Jake? You left and never came back. These people don't pay attention.
Charles, you have to accept the
fact. I made a shitty video, and people are still harping on it.
Right, but that's a big deal. And it's some people. It's not everyone. You're still winning as of right now.
Those people need to brain transplant, need to think things further.
So we all focus on the people that voted for you and people on the fence that you're a real Jets fan.
It's not. I don't care about whether or not I'm a real Jets fan. We're all
Who cares
sports
about the
fans,
people that
we?
aren't going to vote for you? Yes, but a diehard sports fan wouldn't leave their team. Now, you came back, but a fact, you left the team. If we want to do fact or opinion conversation.
I didn't necessarily completely leave the team, but I get what you're saying.
You left. You briefly became a Colts fan. Then you came back. And we thank you for that because the Colts started losing the second you rooted for them. So you're the reason the Jets are picking 16 tomorrow night.
Maybe I did it to screw them over. Who the hell knows?
Now we need you to be a Pats and Bills fan this year.
Screw the Pats. I'll never root for a Massachusetts team.
Actually, you know what? Be a Colts, Cowboys, or Packer fan because that will directly benefit the Jets in the draft.
I'll never root for the Cowboys because of Jerry Jones. He can go screw himself.
Charles, do you have anything nice to say about anything today?
Yeah, I like the weather.
You like the weather. I don't know if that's going to get it done, Charles.
Look, I'm sorry if I'm in a mood, but people tend to piss me off in this community, especially the naughty ones.
Who's naughty?
You know what I mean. Anyway, you like to keep trolls on your show, Jake. I tend to throw them out as soon as they cause trouble.
Who's a troll on my show?
Or at least people who don't seem to get over a stupid decision that I made.
People have a right to their opinions in the chat, just like you had a right to leave the Jets briefly.
They have a right to their opinion, but it depends on how they express it.
What comment offended you directly?
People kept calling me a fake fan. You know, Dave Britt opened up his big mouth a while back, kept calling me a fake fan.
Well, that wasn't cool. You left the team. You have to deal with the consequences.
Well, they can't tell me how to be a fan, regardless if it's their opinion or not.
Barbarossa says, "Oh, I could be naughty, Charles."
Oh boy.
If you mean in a sexual manner, Barbarossa, I'm not interested.
Leon says, "I would never abandon my team and root for another team. You're not a real fan." You want me to ban Leon for this comment? This is a fair opinion. You don't have to agree.
It's a shitty opinion, but what else is new?
I think it's a fair opinion. I also think you're still a Jet fan. I don't hold it against you. But both things could be true.
Leon M's a douchebag, so fuck him.
Whoa, Charles, the potty mouth.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Charles, I need you to calm down. All right, I'm going to bring on my guy who's going to talk to you one-on-one and maybe get to the bottom.
Please? Oh, please.
No, thank you. Jets. Let's go.
You know you're talking to a warrior, right? You need to relax, brother.
Yeah.
You need to cool your jets, number one. The weather's nice, I understand that. But you don't have to go flying off the wall like some kind of out-of-control maniac on steroids. Now chill your jets, have an ice cream bar, and enjoy that day. Because what are you gonna do for the next 30, 40, 50 years? By then, we're gonna have all sorts of crazy gizmos. By then, little microchips like this, Doritos will look like this, and everything will probably look so small it will look like we'll be on the Jetsons. Enjoy your life.
That's my favorite cartoon.
Yeah, I'm not a Jetsons fan. I'm a Flintstones fan. I've always been a Fred fan, but I'm just gonna say this once. Enjoy the day while you still can. It's beautiful. Go outside. No, thank you.
Hey, Lynn.
Hi.
How are you?
Calm down, Charles.
What?
I know how you feel. I think you're gonna win.
I don't care about winning this tournament. I just care about these people just letting go. Like, people tell me I'm not a real fan. At this point, no matter what I say, no matter what I do, I don't care. People can't tell me how to be a sports fan.
Today, Charles, come on. You never like. Is somebody making you upset in the chat?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, Leon. I'm a fake fan. But you know what? I don't care.
Yeah, why
They're
do you
not
say
me, and they'll
that
never
then?
will be me.
Why is my thing AK my cum?
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Calm down, Charles. All right?
I see you're in Pittsburgh already. How is it there?
Well, I would answer your question if you weren't rude and vulgar. So I will not.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
A stunning approach there by Charles Gorman, Jeff.
Antagonizing the voters has worked in the past, Jay, but I do not know if it will work in this.
52-48. He just lost a point during that call. A couple super chats. Then we hear from Charles's opponent, Purple Belt Mike. Let's see. Nick Shine writes in. Gorman is doing God's work with the Colts going 1-8 since he declared his allegiance. He's making the Jets better in his own way. Drink it in, man. Nick Shine also followed up and says this is more traumatic than Hogan turning heel. Mike D's Nuts wrote, Gorman, my wife is going to block you. Brian writes in, I voted for PBM. This guy Gorman is immature. Phantom Green and White says, Jake asked Gorman about when he was on Let's Talk Jets and admitted to loving Julian Edelman. Whoa. And Joe writes in, Gorman, a stick in the mud. Go PBM. All right, folks. Are we ready to hear from Charles's opponent? Can he steal the Elite Eight showdown? Hit it.
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the Dark Knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, he might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Oh, fuck.
Jake, I think I need the song. Can you play the song?
Hold on. I don't have my normal setup here, so let me try and put this together for you.
All right, yeah, because, he didn't like the video, so maybe he's going to like the song, and maybe the rest of the people like the song, so we'll see what happens here.
Hold on 1 second. Make your pitch as I'm pulling up your PBM belt song.
So, look, I do want to win. I will say that I do want to win. However, I do love Charles. It's all fun and games, Charles. No one's really going after you, and if they are, who cares, Charles? It's all fun. In the end, we're still friends, and it doesn't matter, and I'd like to see you win if I don't win. But
That being said, it's mono now. It's mono, imano. And guess what?
Can you not hear the song?
No, I can't hear it.
No, I don't hear it either, Jake. No.
I hear it. Anyone hear it in the chat?
What the hell is going on? I don't hear shit.
Not anyone hearing it? The chat can hear it, yeah.
What? Oh, come on! What is this? He's dancing away like he's in Saturday Night Fever right now. Come on now.
I can't hear it though.
I can't either, PDM. Can't hear it.
Yeah.
I'll play it again at the end then, but it's a great beat. It's tremendous. I don't think you need it though, Mike. I think what you need to do right now is tell people why
wait,
they
hold
should
on.
vote for you.
Wait a second. Yo, Gary's here. Gary. Hold on a second. Gary's here. Gary. What's up, dude? What's happening? Yeah, I gotta get some votes, man. How do I get some votes? Well, you gotta knock out the competition. How do I knock out the competition? You gotta cheat. What's up? It's Gary 3D Boxing, baby. You gotta knock out the competition. You gotta knock them out. We're cheating with bots, baby. Get the bots going. Let's go.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Well done by PBM. Now, Jeff, are you aware of the voter fraud situation we've been dealing with?
Well, I kind of get from what PBM was talking about. What? Explain for me real quick.
I need y'all to make 50 fake accounts, 50 burner accounts. They're not fake; they're real accounts. They're just burner accounts, and then go vote for me from all 50 accounts.
But wait.
That you won, Gary. I created like 3 accounts today. I already had 4, so I was like 7.
Yo.
And it almost wasn't enough. So I'm glad.
Every vote, man. Every vote. I need every vote. I appreciate y'all. Really.
Every vote matters. Gary has been a part of 2 matchups that were 51-49. And then yesterday against Bonesy, it was tied 50-50, and it went to overtime. So every vote truly has mattered, and many votes have mattered as well.
It's very impressive. Very impressive. We talk about the Chicago machine. It's the Gary machine now, Jake.
It's a machine, all right. All right, let's get to more of your calls. Jeff has about 20 minutes left with us, and then we'll say goodbye. You know who always calls in anytime Jeff Parles is on with us. We head live to Vermont.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course.
Bob?
On time. Hey, Jake, how's Pittsburgh over there? Good?
Pittsburgh is good so far. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. The hotel's nice. Jeff.
I went by the stage
You know what
earlier. I
happened?
was ready to announce a pick.
Yeah. All right. That's good, Jake. You look good. All
Yeah.
right. So, Jeff, do you hear what happened to me?
What happened to you, Bob?
I lost a toe. I'm like Nick Shine now, 9-toe
Oh
brothers.
man, are you?
I was for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a little bit since I've been on. Are you doing okay, even without even though you're down
Yeah, I'm
9
doing
toes?
good. The Dr. Lacani that knows Jake says it's looking good. Maybe 2 more weeks, hopefully, and I get it done. I'm down to 234. Do I look
Nice.
good?
That's good.
Well,
That's
so
very
sexy.
good, Bob.
I'm walking outside.
Hey, show us how you dance.
Yeah. And what?
Bob?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, I'm right here. Do you see me?
Show us how you dance. God, your internet is horrendous.
The
Bob.
Vermont internet is not doing favors today.
Tough. Real tough. More of your calls right now. From one guy with 9 toes to another. Nick Shine joins us. Hello, Nick.
Can't fucking tell that guy anything. Jesus Christ, man. Hi, Jeff. Nice to meet you. I'd just like to say I never had a babysitter bathe me. So, Bobby, we are not all alike. Now, I will say this about Charles. As his advocate, I do not approve with this approach in any way, shape, or form towards PBM. However, that's the Charles we need to go against Gary if he is to move on. So, folks, I say, keep that in mind. A vicious, what looks like an unmedicated Charles Gorman could be a very interesting 2 hours of entertainment for everyone.
I just think Charles needs to know his his constituents for the matchup, Nick. You're supposed to prep him on what it will take for him to win, for him to be so hostile towards the chat. He doesn't need to do it.
Jake, I'm going to go with my second old school wrestling reference of your program today. Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't care what anyone thought about him, and he went as a heel to be one of the biggest names in wrestling history. Charles Gorman as a heel could be the turn that we need in the Final Four, Jake.
51-49 now. PBM is catching up to him, Nick. This is going to be close.
All right, forget everything I said. This is like the Hindenburg crashing here.
Nick, who's the pick at 2 and 16 tomorrow night?
I hope to God the Titans trade up, take Love, because I'll win $3,800 if Love is the pick at number 2. But if we stick, I want Reese. I want the better all-around player. I want the guy that you can maneuver around, the queen on the chessboard, and make him elite at different levels of the defense. Somebody who can strike fear into the opposing offenses, something we don't really do very often as a defense. 16, I have been adamant we are not picking at 16. We are jumping. I am not saying it's going to be a receiver. If Styles or Downs starts to slip, I think that they're going to be enticed by building a dominant defense. If you want to win, Seattle's showing it. If you can stack your defense and you can create pressure and you can do things on all levels of your defense, you could still go on to be a championship team. The last 2, even 3 with the Chiefs, champions, have all had dominant defenses. So I wouldn't sleep on that. I'm not against a wide receiver pick. I just think that if somebody starts to slip like Styles or Downs and it gets to 6, 7, 8, you can see the Jets moving up.
I just don't know if those guys would fall. That said, the draft's weird, man, and this is a weird draft class, so you can't rule anything out.
Just let me be their advocate, and they will crash and burn like Charles is doing right now. So I support Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles, gentlemen. I am your advocate.
No, thank you.
Jets. Let's go.
Nick, good call. Appreciate it. Super chats, cut the line. This one is from Zach Van Buren, who's in the raffle for 4. Not signed jersey, but a Jets jersey, Legends jersey of your choice, up for grabs at the end of our stream. Zach writes, and when Gorman utilizes a low camera angle, I'm reminded that everyone out there who gives other people oral are selfless angels who deserve a tremendous amount of what's that word? Is that a word? Those last 3 I'm not going to touch. Zach, I thank you for the super chat. And I thought Gorman looked good with the angle. I just thought his content today, very hostile.
Again, antagonizing the electorate is a very interesting decision. It really has only been utilized. It has only really been successful once in American political history. So it is. It is very. It is a very interesting decision, Jake, to antagonize the electorate while you're in the middle. Again, I'm sticking with it. I actually agree with Nick. If we get Gorman through, if Gorman somehow makes it through and continues this adversarial fight with the viewers, I think he's going to win the championship. I think it means that your viewership likes an adversary. And they're like, we want more Gorman in this tournament. But if PBM wins, I think this gets a little more difficult for PBM, though, because if Gorman does turn into the Hindenburg, like Nick said, I mean, then that's like just being handed a victory. Like Gorman, this is one of those weird ones where if Gorman didn't go on the show, I think Gorman wins 55-45, Jake. Now that Gorman went on, I think that those Kalshi odds really changed in a big way.
The odds are ever changing. Scoreboard update. What happened to Jeff?
I'm here. Hi.
52-48. Charles leading. So we did gain a point. So we'll see if PBM can make a late run. Let's get to more of your calls here. Derek, the Kansas Jet fan, is up next. What's up, Derek?
What's up, guys? How we doing today?
Hey, Derek.
That's awesome. I got a draft point, and then I want to go over some stuff that Peter Schrager was talking today. So hypothetically, I'm kind of on Jake's side. I don't really want Vega at 16, but I'm still on the fan of I really want Reese at 2. So what if say we take Ione at 16?
Mm-hmm.
I think I read that we could use 33 and 44 maybe to move all the way up to 15. So how would you feel about I don't know, maybe say we do go Reese and Ione. Would you guys be okay with bundling 33 and 44 if we could move up to 15?
So this would be, in this scenario, it would be 2, 15, 16. Am I correct?
2, 15, 16, correct.
Yeah, okay. So I have no problem if it depends on who's there, but if the Jets love Vega and Lemon and want them both, yeah, why the hell not? I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, that would be fine with me. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Cool. I wanted
We'd
to
be
pick your
bored.
brain on that.
Night 2, though, Derek. Think about it. No 33,
Yeah,
no 44.
true.
It's a Friday night. You can go out. You can have a good time on a Friday night. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm still more of the proponent to trading back from 2 if feasible. I don't know if we'll find a trade partner, but I would prefer that over anything else. And Peter Schrager was saying today that he's been on the phone for the last 72 hours and talked to basically every GM in the NFL. He said there's 3 things to keep in mind for this draft. He doesn't really think that positional value matters this year. I don't know if I completely agree with that. He went on to say that he doesn't think there's enough blue chip players at traditional positions like tackle, receiver, quarterback, back, and D end. And then he says that he thinks there's 3 positions and players that you traditionally don't go see in the top 10, and Styles at linebacker, Downs at safety, and Love at running back. He says he thinks all 3 of those players could go on the top 10, which I thought was pretty interesting. And he also said that he only thinks that there's about 20 players with first round caliber talent in the draft. And another thing that he said I thought was surprising is he thinks there only 1 corner is going to go in the first round in Delane. I just wanted to pick your brain on that. And he said he could see 7 tackles going, or offensive linemen in the draft. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that.
The corner thing would surprise me, Jeff, but I do know Connor Rogers only has, I think, 12 or 14 first-round graded players. So that doesn't surprise me that he heard from GMs they only have around 20. It could be even less for some teams.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think actually, yeah, especially if Rogers saying 12 to 14. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Corners, maybe I was thinking 3 at most, but it wouldn't shock me if it's just the lane. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier on the tackles versus wide receiver. I think it's going to be 6 and 6, and then Vega would be the 7th offensive lineman that goes at the interior. But again, this is like I've said to Jake throughout this episode. This has been such a weird lead up this year, where we've known the first pick since the Raiders clinched it. And we have really had little clue of what's going to happen after that. So there could be a lot of funky things that happen on Thursday night, tomorrow night, just because it's a very unknown draft behind Fernando at number 1 to the Raiders.
Yeah. Schrager says a lot of the activity is really going to depend on what we do at 2, which is also kind of frustrating because
always a good sign.
Jets are going to do.
That's a good sign for everybody in the league if that's the case.
Yeah, I for one, I hope for a lot of trade ups and trade backs. I think it's going to make for a great draft. But thanks for letting me pick your brain, guys. I just want to say one more thing. Charles, we all love you, man. There's going to be trolls out there. You just got to let the hate fall off your shoulders, brother. Jake, Jeff, thank you so much for the time. Love the show. I hope you have a wonderful draft tomorrow. JETS, Jets. Let's go, baby. Can't wait.
Asmaniac madness is underway. Make sure you make multiple accounts and vote 50 times for Gary 3D Boxing.
Good call there from Derek. Super Chats cut the line. Big shout out to Mike Dems, been a channel member for 18 months. He says, we can never mention the Jets again, and I'd still watch this show daily. Hashtag Asmaniac Madness. Mike, means a lot. This is how we're able to do Jets content year-round, including in June and July when there's nothing happening before training camp opens up last weekend of July. You guys are the best. We're here in Pittsburgh. We'll have comprehensive live coverage all throughout the draft. I'll be live during the day tomorrow. I will be live for instant reaction to pick 2 and 16, and then we will do a long-form show with calls and all the reaction from night 1 at the conclusion of the first round. I thought about going live for the long show after pick 16, but the reality is with the Jets having 33, we're better off knowing who's left by the time we get to 33, or the Jets will come back in round 1. So we'll give you a video after 2, 16, live from the draft, then a full show reacting to all the night 1 takeaways tomorrow night, probably around 11:30 midnight, whenever the first round wraps up. They did, I don't know if you saw this, it's only 8 minutes on the clock, not 10 for every team in round 1.
That's good. Makes it a better television product. That's
right.
for sure, Jake. That's why the draft is shown the way it is just for TV. So, that's not a bad thing. Also, too, it'll be great when the Raiders take 7.5 minutes of those 8, despite knowing the pick for 3 months now.
Justin says, Jake, let me get one of those gifted memberships. Justin, if you want one, YouTube randomly assigns them based on people that are subscribed to my channel, who's interacting the most in the comments, who's liking the video. Basically, it rewards the people that are engaging with the channel the most. I'm going to gift one for you right now. I'm going to try and get you one. All right. I can't promise you anything. In fact, if I was betting my life on it, I'd feel pretty comfortable saying you're not going to get it. But I'm going to try anyway because I'm a good guy. So, Justin, one gifted membership from yours truly is officially on the way. Who received it? We find out after this. And it did not go to Justin. It went to AJ Gaming Meegs. I'll tell you what, anyone who gives Justin his membership, you get to pick an item of your choice. Any shirt, any hat, any hoodie from the JakeAsman.com merch store. All right, let's get to more of your calls right now. We say hello to David, who's next. Hey, David.
What's up, Jake? How are you?
David.
I'm not sure if you saw it or not because you've been on the show, but David Bailey got interviewed again by Roundtable Sports, and he actually said, or he got asked, what were your takeaways from your Jets interview? And he actually said again, oh man, I had so many interviews I can't even remember. So
He's not going to. I doubt he's not going to.
Yeah, he's not going to. And if he was going to, then all this smoke about the Jets have kept their mouths shut would be totally false, because all of a sudden 2 weeks ago it was David Bailey, no doubter. So someone must have leaked that, and that would just come back to bite the Jets. And then if Bailey isn't good and turns out to be a bust, and we didn't do the due diligence to just meet with him, for an hour or two, or introduce him to the coaching staff, how much are you setting up Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn, or the Jets organization as a whole, for failure and just hate over the media,
David, appreciate you making the call. Love the hat. Jeff, you want to tackle that?
It just, again, it kind of goes back to what you said a little earlier, right? Like, this whole thing has been, well, we both said it, it's been odd. And again, if Bailey ends up being the second pick, if this was, I'll buy into all the leaks were not good, because all the national guys have been the guys with Bailey, right? Like, it's been very limited with the guys who are like the Saminis of the world, the other people, even Connor Rogers and none of those guys seem to believe that Bailey's going to be the pick at 2. So it would be the leaks to the national guys, not the local guys. Which, again, I think you're going to have leaks to national guys all the time. But regardless, I think as we've gotten, if we talk through this more, it's either going to be trade out or Reese at 2. And especially unless if this is some ploy from Bailey's camp to do this. But it's just very strange. Very strange all the way around, Jake. Very strange all the way around.
Jets football. Nothing like it. Jeff, you're the man. Thanks for 90 minutes of your time on Draft Day Eve.
Appreciate it, dude. It's always a pleasure. Asmaniacs, good luck tomorrow night to all of us. Good luck to Purple Belt Mike and Charles Gorman. If either of that doesn't matter who wins, they're gonna have a tough hill to climb against the 78,000 fake accounts of Gary. So it's going to be a very, very tough go of it, but we'll see. We'll see. Jake, I'll see you again soon, buddy.
All right, final prediction: Reese and Lemon.
Reese goes 2. Vega goes 16.
Wow.
Yeah. Vega goes 16.
Who's wide receiver 2 this year? You?
Wide receiver 2 is traded back in at the back of the first round for either Casey Concepcion or David Boston.
Let's have a night. Jeff Parles, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's go. Jeff, you're the man.
Appreciate it, buddy.
You guys laugh.
It's not funny.
This is regurgitating.
Those are two fairly young men.
You want to see what a real man looks like?
They don't care. They think it's funny that they're sickly and ill.
This ain't no bullshit.
Beast and Gorman look great.
Yeah, they're both physical specimens.
Destructive but constructive.
That's extraordinary, yeah.
272 pounds, muscle and might.
I'm all thrown off here. I'm all flustered here. Can I get to my jet point?
Yeah, you could try.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't fuck off, I don't know what else will. Have a good day.
Let's go, baby. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. I have a surprise guest that is about to join me in my hotel room right here. Plus, a bunch of you are still on hold, so we're going to get to all your calls. But we got some membership shout-outs to acknowledge. Mike DeRamo in the raffle for one. Thank you very much to Mike. Cisco Lopez. He already gifted 50 earlier. How about another 5 from Cisco Lopez? Let's go. Jet fans getting crazy.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Cisco, thank you. Macon is in the Asmaniac raffle for one. Thank you, Macon. NYJ. Marine Jet Vet, who will be at the Jet official draft party he wrote earlier. He's in for one. And Jay Grow from Westo. What up, Jay Grow? Hope you're doing well. He is in for one as well. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is the Asmaniac draft party live at McFadden's. If you don't know what it's all about, you're about to get an idea. I'm going to play this, and then we're joined by a very special Jet fan guest.
NFL Draft 2026 live from Pittsburgh. All Jets fans, we're looking forward to seeing you. Clock's ticking. Time's almost up. Game Green takeover at McFadden's. Jets, E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Hosted by the Jake Asman Show. Thursday, April 23rd, doors open at noon.
Beast, how are you?
Sore. I just got off the crapper like 10 minutes ago.
Have you thought about maybe changing your diet so you are in less pain when you take a crap?
How about I just get one of them lazy bowls and then put the thing on and go,
Jake Klein joins us. Hello, Jake.
By the way, whoever this beast dude is, like, he needs my services. Get him to give me a call, by the way. You're in a lot of pain right now, clearly. You got to do something about it.
Because the draft is Thursday, we're going to succeed.
With Woody Johnson as the owner, no, but nice try.
It's called We Will Succeed. How do you think Stone Cold got his Austin 316 and then, the skull in the back? Other side, jackass.
What's going on right now?
Haters are going to hate because they can't get
Jake, I came back for this. What is going on right now? Oh, my God. Am I witnessing that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Any baseball player who goes through pain. Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, John Oldroot, Joe Carter, Andre Dawson, Rain Sandberg, Don Mattingly, Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, Reggie Jackson, Hank Aaron, Bull Vaughn, Carlos Delgado, Sean Green, Jose Canseco, even the great Roger Clemens, David Wells, Andy Pettit. These men broke their backs. Study your books. Come back to me. And when you do, I'm going to give you a test and see how much you learned. You did good, but you're a rookie still, kid. In 100 years, when we're all dead, maybe the archaeologists will finally find us by then. They'll probably look at us like we're ancient dinosaurs. Think about it. Think about it. Use the internet. That's what they invented these things for. Why do you think they invented these? These phones. They got Android. They got iPhone. They got them little thing called tablets. But you know what you got to do in life? You got to get what you need.
Oh, my God. What is this?
Just put your effort to it, kid.
Oh, my God.
Just learn. That's a code. Some people like to use it as a punchline.
Oh, my God.
I'm blind.
You're supposed to be like this philosophical guy who, knows, how to use his brain and intellect, but you can't handle beast.
I don't know what that means.
What's wrong with you, man? Welcome to the game, bro. Bro,
what is going on right now? I can't.
Beast, I don't want to talk to this dude.
I'll leave. Bye. I'll leave.
What's up? Peace, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in Pittsburgh. The hotel room is where we're at right now with the guy who's throwing the biggest draft party in the entire city of Pittsburgh. Lou B, super Jets
Here we
fan
go.
with us.
I don't know how to do this. You know that, Jake. Go Jets. I just was fighting with everyone at the airport on the plane. I was wearing my Jet. Like, you can't wear this on the plane. I'm like, but why? It's like, I lit it up. It was great.
You got that through security, okay?
I
No
did.
problems?
I actually did. They said they checked my batteries. I'm like, they're not lithium. Let's go. It's fine. I'm a fan. Going to Pittsburgh. Let me fucking throw. And they did.
You're going to be in the draft pit tomorrow.
Yes,
So people are
tomorrow
actually
I'm in
gonna
the
see,
pit.
They're going to see you. So when for those who don't know, when they cut to the Jets pick at 2:16, maybe there's a trade.
That's
We'll
right.
see. But definitely at 2, you're going to be in the sea of the Jet fans
That's right.
that they show on TV.
Yeah, that's right. I can't wait. I was very excited to be contacted by them, and they just know that I'm like a crazy fan right now. And I was basically like, let me in, or I'm gonna just harass everyone, and they would like just let him through, and they gave me the pass. So it was great.
Have you seen Jeremiah Love yet?
I
See
did
him
not.
walking
I
around?
was hoping to run into him in the airport. I know they're not going to pick him, but when I'm hearing today that Arizona may pick him from pretty credible sources, I'm like saying, they were talking about him selling tickets and jerseys, and that's what he's all about. So I don't think they're going to take him, Jake, but I do hope they take Arvell over Bailey.
What did you think of the answers that, or lack thereof, that Bailey gave when being asked about the Jets? They can't take him at 2.
I think that Arvell really wants to be a Jet, actually. Bailey, I don't think he does, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion.
I don't think they want him to be a Jet.
I hope they...
Again, what prospect that you're going to take 2nd overall doesn't go to your facility before the draft, it calls the GM by the wrong name, didn't meet all his coaches, didn't the medical people, the trainers? Like, why wouldn't you want every minute possible with David Bailey if you're going to take him at 2?
That sounds like a liability if they make the wrong pick, for sure. So, I mean, look, I'm a fan. I don't know shit about football. I just like to win, and all I'm experiencing is losing, Jake. So, with that in mind, I think Arvell gives us a chance. And guys, I am so excited to see behind the scenes of these clips that Jake has. It's just crazy. The amount of naked pictures of Beast I just saw is, I don't know if all would be the same. I've always wanted to see.
There you go. You can say hi to Beast right here.
My man. That's my enforcer. That's me and Beast worked out a deal. He's my enforcer now.
How can you dig it, sucker?
When does Beast get into Pittsburgh?
So Beast is not coming to Pittsburgh, but we spoke about the flight. He doesn't want to fly. So when you do the Asmaniac Madness, he is going to get a train ticket, and we got it all set up.
For the meetup this year?
Yeah, as soon as we know the date, that day we're getting Beast his train ticket. But he wants to talk about a grill. He has a rider. He has a rider that he travels with. He wants sausage, a grill, all sorts of shit.
What about little Joey? Are you going to make arrangements for little Joey?
So little Joey is going to get a babysitter that we've been working on. We've already discussed this, and I'm going to bring my little Joey. And you know who that is?
Yes.
So my little Joey is going to come there to keep Beast company.
Beast, we look forward to seeing you at the next event.
We're gonna have a big grill. We're gonna put some big ass steaks on there too. And do not.
It's enough Beast for right now. This draft party tomorrow. Bunch of people are traveling to Pittsburgh. I saw on the chat that are going to be there.
Yeah.
What can any Asmaniac who shows up to McFadden's, what type of party experience are they getting?
Yeah, so we're right across the street from the draft, which is incredible. So it makes it convenient to go there and then just shoot right to the draft. It's McFadden's. It fits a tremendous amount of people. Jake's going to do his live show from there. We have music. It has food. It just has everything. Obviously, they're very known for their beers and their taps and whatnot. So it's a perfect location for the Jets fans. And also the owner is a true Irishman, New York Jet fan. So with that in mind, it's home. John Sullivan, Johnny Starr. These are the guys that own this place. And when we started talking about this, it was like the perfect spot.
I can't wait. We have already over 100 people that are RSVP'd. I ran into some Jet fans at the airport this morning
on the plane.
that they're going to be coming by. Starts at noon. I mean, we'll be going all day. People can hang out before the draft, during the draft. You can come back after the draft. I plan on doing my night one reaction show from McFadden's late night. And then tonight, anyone in town tonight, who's performing at McFadden's tonight?
Yeah, I was just with him. So I'm in the entertainment business, and I was just with Steve Aoki. I just saw him at the airport. He's not performing with us, but Paulie D is. So I just saw them both land, and we have Paulie D from Jersey Shore tonight. It's the perfect Jersey Shore DJ for a Jets party. So we're going to open up tonight with Paulie D. And then tomorrow is Jake and all the Asmaniacs that show up. And there's a lot of other fans coming too. So every fan is welcome. Not Miami fans, but every other fan. And that's it. That's what we're doing.
Now, is that our phone ringing?
I think it is. It could be Beast.
Is someone calling our hotel room? Beastbreaker Enterprises. Beast, can you get the phone for us?
Oh, it is him.
You're
that
like
you?
10,000 miles away. What do you think? I'm going to yeehaw over there and go, yeah! We can't hear you. Restart. Go to commercial.
All right, I need your take on the Asmaniac Madness battle before I let you run here. Because you literally, first thing you did was come up here before you even went to your own room.
My luggage.
Which I love. PBM trying to pull off the upset over Charles Gorman. This is close. Tight once again. Latest poll results, 53-47. Gorman's leading. Did you cast a vote? And who did you vote for?
I voted for Purple Belt Mike. And and I do like Charles, but the reason why I don't like him is because forget the indie stuff. That's bad. But when he said he likes meatballs from like Olive Garden or some shit like that, to an Italian like me, that's like a mortal sin. It was some like meatball. I almost was going to throw him in the hole that day. I didn't get to my phone fast enough, but Charles Gorman eats meatballs from Olive Garden. That is a mortal sin in the Italian code, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to respond is Charles Gorman. Charles, your thoughts?
I didn't eat meatballs at Olive Garden. I ate meatballs at Sbarro's, and they were okay.
Sorry. Even worse.
Even worse. Well, Sbarro's isn't exactly my favorite pizza place.
Well,
So it is.
meatballs are not known for. I mean, it's an Italian thing, but it's not for meatballs in Olive Garden. I think you said Olive Garden. I'd like to cut back to the tape, but with that in mind, Charles, and you know what? I like you, Charles.
It was okay there. I wasn't crazy about it, but it is what it is.
You know, I got you back, Charles, in certain things, right? We spoke about that, but you know, the indie shit too drives me crazy. Yeah, today. The other day it was blue.
Charles?
Yes?
Is that the Lavernius Coles helmet that you won on the show?
Yes.
Would you like to thank who sent it to you?
Thank you, Jake, and thank you, Cisco, for giving it, for offering it to me. Thank you.
Thank Cisco. I had nothing to do with it. It was his gesture.
Thank you, Cisco, for sending it to me. I appreciate it.
Now, Charles, you're in a tight one here, 53-47. Do you have one of your final messages here to the voters?
You could say I was more angry at myself for making that crappy video last year, but still, that's not an excuse. Vote for me because I try to keep it real. I try to be honest with you guys to the best of my ability. And, you know, we're all sports fans here. And if you guys needed any help, I'll be more than willing to help out any way I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Lou B, final prediction. Jets at 2, at 16. You can also predict a trade. How do you see night one playing out as you're going to be right in the pit where all the madness is being held right in front of the stage?
I think they take Arvell. I think the rest of it's been a smokescreen. I think they trade back from either up to for Carnell or Tyson, or back from 16 and take like a Concepcio or Denzel or someone like that. I think they got to get before the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's my if they're going to get a receiver, if they miss out on one. That's what I think, Jake.
Nick Shine says Adam Schefter just tweeted that Jeremiah Love has placed a restraining order on Lou B. Keep your distance, Lou, and have a great time.
Thanks, Jake. I will see you in a little while. Enjoy the show. We're going to dinner tonight. We got all plans, all sorts of shit.
Lou B, an Asmaniac to his core, and if you're coming out to our draft party, he's the architect behind it, man. He's the one who made the introduction to me and the people at McFadden's. He knows the people running the show. We got a great event planned for everyone coming out to Pittsburgh tomorrow. Lou, let's go Jets, baby.
Let's go Jets. Jets.
NFL Draft 2026 live from Pittsburgh. All Jets fans, we're looking forward to seeing you. Clock's ticking. Time's almost up. Game Green takeover at McFadden's. Jets, BTS, Jets. Hosted by the Jake Asman Show. Thursday, April 23rd, doors open at noon.
Let's go, baby. Can't wait. Shout out to Lou B for all his work behind the scenes putting this together. Let me get caught up on a couple super chats, and we'll rip through the final remaining calls here on the show. Steve checks in. I'm done. I was all Reese, but if you think Downs is the number one defensive player, then Downs is 2 if you can't trade back from him. But that's where position value comes into play, Steve. So there's a lot of people who love Caleb Downs. I don't think he's the best player in the draft, but I like him a lot. I just don't think you would take him at 2. He's a safety. He's not going to go 2. He could go 5, though. I mean, again, it's not that crazy. It's a weird draft class. Derek says, all love to Lou B. You're the man. Bat Fella says, Lou B, get Paulie D the Purple Belt Mike song. It's fire. That's true. Spencer Green says, I'm here to report I requested Beast give me a motivational speech for my property law final. I'm pleased to report my grade came back a B+. Thank you, Beast Breaker. Beast, Spencer's thanking you. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I still don't trust him. He's a credit card thief. He can take that $9.99, go find there's nearby Supercuts, turn that song bitch sideways and stick it straight up. It's candy ass.
Hey Lane, what'd you think of the boobs on Beast?
I don't know. Pretty funny. Honestly, I think Charles is gonna win. He has to.
Did you vote for him?
Yeah. I mean, I hope he wins. Purple Bell Mike. He's winning 3-1. Do I like the videos of them naked? Yeah, I've seen. On the other hand, I think you have to take David Bell or you take.
Thank you.
Jets. Let's go.
Now that is the Lane train right there. David Bell to the New York Jets. All right. Couple super chats here. Nope, we're caught up. Let's rip through some of your calls right now. Philly Noodles is next. Hey, Philly.
Yo, what up? Let's
Philly.
go. JTS, Jets. Jake, have a great time there, dude. I want to say straight up, Gorman, you were on that call with the Gary bots looking for the votes. I just voted 3 times for PBM, and it hasn't swayed the vote. So the bots are real. He was there during that call. He's in it. He's in it with Gary. They're a part of a system. It's a radical system. Should get knocked out. And everybody, don't forget what happened just earlier. Beast is predicting the shapes of Doritos are going to change. So please keep that in mind. That's a future call.
Philly, we're okay then. More of your calls in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate everyone who was here right now. Let's say hello to Kyle Clifton.
Let's go, man. It's Christmas Eve.
Let's go, Kyle. I'm jacked up.
Yeah, me too. We can start to see some trades as soon as tonight, I think.
I guess you know, I'm trying to think the last time that happened. I feel like it's been a bit. Remember the Jets traded up from 6 to 3, but we didn't even know who they were trading up for. They just traded up.
Yeah, I think that was the year that
Sam
McCagnon was comfortable with two guys, and he was sitting. What was he sitting at 3? Something like that. Have you been to McFadden's before? There,
not the one in Pittsburgh.
I think if I remember correctly, it's kind of like an airplane, very open floor plan, kind of like an airplane hangar. So there should be plenty of room to get out there and dance and mingle. When I was out there for the AFC Championship game, I took a long train ride out, and then I was lucky enough to get a ride back from some friends of mine that live in Garden City. So I think you're going to have a blast. And, I put my trust in Lou B in both meatballs and party planning. So, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to trade back from 16 and get that receiver. I like Boston. I understand that 16 is a little dear for him. I also want to get a guy to compete at center in the 4th round, whether it's a 103 or 140. someone to come in and just push Myers. You know, that's kind of how I feel about it. You know, worst comes to worst, if we can do that, then we'll still have Tittman and and we'll have some good depth there as well with Myers if he loses out, and some of the other guys that we've brought back. You know, it's time for us to start running the ball and improving the scheme down people's throat, and for Brees to have a balls out year. And I think we can do that with Parham and Tittman hitting his stride in year 3, and you know, Olu and the right tackle was Membu hitting his stride in year 2. This offensive line is going to start to gel if we can get the scheme up, and we can get Brees playing for that contract. I'm optimistic with Gino back there, who's not afraid to throw the ball downfield, that things will open up in the run game. So that's a good thing. We get 1 or 2 other weapons, and maybe things will start clicking for us on offense a little bit. Hope springs eternal. It's still, you know, the ceiling is still 6 or 7 games if everything went right. I don't believe in Glenn. But let's see if we can start to stockpile some good players for the next coach, and maybe at the end of the day, Glenn will surprise us, but I don't think so. I appreciate
the best chance of that is to hit on these picks, and regardless who the coach is after this year, the longer or the better the roster is, that sets you up to get a better coach next year if it doesn't work out with them.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be out at Nick's party out in Woodbridge tomorrow, and with some of the other Asmaniacs. So we'll be with you guys in spirit. All right.
I love it. I absolutely love it, Kyle. Great call, and it really is Christmas Eve for all the Jet fans out there. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your outstanding calls right now. This man is in action in the Final Four. He won the inside-outside region. It's our resident chef.
He's always cooking or coaching or flashing his green. This man is cooking or kicking Asmaniac. He's at the tailgate. He's cooking, blowtorching his food. A diehard Jets legend, the chef they call Kevin. Chef Kevin.
Jake, what's up, man? How you doing?
Chef.
Yo, man. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. Draft is here, man. What better time? Yankees, Knicks, all this stuff together, man. Like, yo, this is it. And we got 2 picks, man. Like, you best believe I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be up for that 16 pick. If we move up, I'm cool with that, man. I just don't want to give up too much draft capital, because that day 2 with 33, man, is going to be so pivotal for us. I'm hyped, man. I really want Bane. I have a feeling we'll do the Reese thing. If we get Bailey, I'm gonna lose my damn mind, man. That Bailey talk, man. Thank God this is the last freaking day. I gotta hear it. There's no way we're gonna get that Bailey dude at 2. Trade back, you know, maybe, but I just, with the age and what he could do, man, like, he's a liability, man. I'm really not with it. And then at 16, man, yo, we need the weapons, man. Let's get Lemon. I'm pretty sold. I've been pretty sold on that pick, man. If we're able to get him, we need the weapons, man. Be able to score. Yo, I'm here, man. I'm hyped, man. Seeing you and Lou B over there, I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, yo, I know it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be a situation out there, man. Yo, have fun, be safe, man. Like, it's gonna be rowdy. I believe it. Knowing us Jet fans, man. Yo, it feels like the Super Bowl's tomorrow, man. the off season's here. What more we got? This is it. We're gonna sleep good tonight. We're gonna eat good tonight. We're gonna chill. And then tomorrow, yo, it's game day tomorrow, man. I don't know how y'all feeling, but yo, this is it. This is what we want, man. When in the off season, now let's really get this up on paper, man. I'm with it, Jake.
Amen. Amen. This draft and the next draft are 2 of the most important drafts in franchise history. I know we've said that in the past, but but think of the circumstances the Jets are in. They only get more important when you add this many picks to a playoff drought that's 15 years and counting. So, I mean, you can flip your franchise overnight with 4 picks in the top 44. You really can.
Agreed. And now it's the coaching style. All right, Glenn's gonna call the defense. For the most part, man, I wasn't sold on last year being like, he's gonna turn around this season. But let's see, man. Let's see, man. I'll give it a shot, and I'll feel a lot better tomorrow night after 16. Getting the dogs. Hey, I'm a paying customer, man. With who's left in this Asmaniac tournament, I'm the only one that was a season ticket holder. I went to the most games out of everybody last year. I'm sick in the head. All of us are sick in the head. I'm still going to this, and I still want to see wins, man. I want to see a better product on that field. And it's only going to happen with better discipline, with better performance on the field, man. Not just talking the talk, man. Harrison Phillips, step up, man. You didn't do nothing last. I want you to step up. Everybody else, all veterans, step up. The line, I need this, this line with Brees dealing with a bunch of BS last season, and he got 1,000 yards with no receivers, no Garrett Wilson, and you get Mechie and a bunch of whoever's, Aaron Smith and all this other stuff. You kidding? Let Brees get busy, man. Give him some weapons. Get him that weapon at 16. I'm telling you, man, with the defense, hopefully we can get some picks this year. Some turnovers will be nice. Get some better field position, and then we cooking, man. That's what I love to do. I love to cook. Let's get it happening, man. That's it. There's nothing else to be said, man. Let's go. Let's get this done, man.
Kev, great call, man.
I got something for Big Fella, man. Big Fella, I heard you yesterday talking that you want to do a little face off at the Cloverleaf, 3:00 Friday. You hear me, Big Fella? 3:00 Friday. You bring your peoples. You already know I'm gonna have my peoples come through right behind the playground. I'm gonna see you. Come through Friday, 3:00. Let's go, Jets.
Let's go.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
All right, home stretch of the show. Couple calls left. We have a raffle for a Jets jersey, and then we need to declare a winner in the final Elite 8 showdown that right now has Charles Gorman leading Purple Belt Mike 54-46. Gator Sucks is on the line. Hello, Gator.
Hey, man. How are you?
Gator Sucks. You look a lot like Gator McCluskey.
I am. I'm excited, man. There's only 2 times a year I get excited about the Jets, and it's day 1 of the draft, of course, and about 5 minutes before game 1, before halftime when we already realize our season's over. So, yep, I'm excited. I think the only way I'll be super excited is if we trade back. That's the thing I'm hoping for.
What do they trade up from 16?
That'll be exciting, but I guess it all depends on who we get, But I would rather stockpile picks and move back, especially from 2. Moving back from 16, I don't know what we'll grab for that. But if we could somehow get out of that 2 spot, I feel like we'll get a player in the top 10 if we push back and maybe pick up a pick or 2. But that's what I'm hoping for, because I think we need more rather than just stick with what we have. Whatever we do, it'll be fine. Some will hate it, some will love it, and in the end, if this coaching staff can't do something with it, it ain't gonna matter. So try to be optimistic. That's it, man. Sitting Ben Rice tonight. That's great. He had a day off yesterday, so I'm sure he needs a second day off.
It's ridiculous. The best hitter on the team right now.
Jesus. Other than that, I just want to say hello and have a good time tomorrow. Wish I could be there. And go Jets, I guess.
Well, Gator, I think you were very succinct and smart with your calls. So I think the only way to properly play you out is to do this. Thank you very much to Gator McCluskey. Super chat from Ralphie came in. Ralphie in for 4. Thank you, Ralphie. Jake, in this draft, would you rather have 2 and 16 or 5 and 10? Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Give me 5 and 10. And I'm not saying the Jets can't get a great player at 2 and an awesome player at 16. They obviously can. But in this kind of draft, 5 and 10, I could get Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs. I could get Carnell Tate and Caleb Downs. I could take Styles and Tyson. There's so many combinations. I also think I could trade out of 10. Maybe move back a couple spots and still get the player I was going to take at 10. So I don't think it's without question. I think you much rather 5 and 10. Look, you wouldn't make this deal if there was a quarterback, right? Like the Giants could offer you 5 and 10. If the Jets felt like there was a quarterback worth taking at 2, you wouldn't make this deal because you need a quarterback, but you don't. And as good as of a player as Arvell Reese or David Bailey might be, they're not more valuable than a quarterback. And they're not more valuable than having the 5th and the 10th pick in the draft. More calls. Michael Levinson. Let it rip, Michael.
Hey, Jake. How you doing, man? How's the weather out there in Pittsburgh?
Prison Mike, the weather was 72 and sunny today. It was unbelievable.
I'll tell you, next year we have so many picks. I think if it's in a warm city and you're going, I might have to think about it. I got to tell you.
I think it's DC next year. We'll see how this goes. So this is the first time I've done a party from the site of the draft. We did a party last year in Manhattan, which was great. So we'll see what next year brings. But we're definitely going to do something centered around the draft, given the fact the Jets have 3 first-round picks at 27. So we'll definitely have something big planned.
Well, I got to piggyback on Gator. It's funny that he says, halftime to first game, season's over. But the draft is my favorite thing about the season. And the schedule release, I think for me, is the second, figuring out where the away games is going. I'll tell you, Nashville would be a great thing to do, Jake. Maybe have an away game in Tennessee.
I think that's the plan if the dates cooperate. It could be week 1, which if it is week 1, we're going to Nashville. The Jets play solid week 1.
Yeah, you know what? I'm agreeing with everybody. I think we need to trade back from 16. If Simpson's there at 33, trade. I think we need to get as much capital for 2027 with the way that class looks like, just to be able to maneuver the whole draft. But that's pretty much all I have. I just think we need more capital. If those 3 receivers are gone by 16, trade out of 16, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, I don't know what their grades are on these guys. Maybe they have a different 3. I tend to agree, though. Like, if they want Denzel Boston, I think you could trade out of 16 and still get him. I think the same thing with Casey Concepcion. Probably the same thing with Omar Cooper Jr., but things happen, man. So we'll see. I mean, there's a chance one of these guys we love is just there at 16. That happened in the mock draft I did with Samini and BT last night. Now, BT took KC, which I wanted to, blow my brains up.
I was watching. And listen, I voted for Charles. I'm not as hard on him as everybody else is, but got to have some sympathy for the guy, So hopefully he wins. And listen, I'll be watching you tomorrow. So have a good time.
Michael, appreciate it, man. Great call. All right, here we go, folks. Couple calls left. Some are saying we maybe save the best for last. Make sure you vote. Last chance to get in on the vote for the final Elite 8 showdown. But right now, it's time for Sean.
He wears bad shit, crazy glasses. Spikes his football in the toilet. He might be a little drunk. 3D Gary thinks the guy is a midwit. Is that a Cybertruck on his face? Let's ask Sean Sugator.
I love that intro. Gator, you got a talent, man. But Jake, how you doing?
I'm great, Sean.
All right, first of all, Jeb the Gorman, I don't want to win, Nothing personal. Okay, I'm bullshitting, it's personal. But I don't want him to win.
Personal?
I don't know, because he's he's downgrading the Jets. He went to he said, screw the Jets. I'm going to the Colts. And dude, if you're a Jet forever. No matter what we're going through, no matter what we're I've been a Jet since I was 8 years old. 8 years old. And Gary, how's Gary winning?
Well, Well, he won
How's
his
Gary
matchup in
winning?
overtime.
That says a lot about the viewers. It does. You know, if Gary's winning. But
You don't think Gary could be an entertaining caller?
Gary is a blowhard. He says things that in his mind, thinks that, he's a theologist, right? So he goes by his old, upbringing and religious beliefs, and he stands by it. Yeah, there's some how can I say, credibility to that, but
Disco writes in, don't trash my buddy Gormani to the hole. Sean, we will see you later.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
And just like that, we say farewell to Sean, who is currently sitting in the hole. Sean, how's the hole?
Is currently sitting in the hole. Sean, how's the hole?
it's great.
You comfortable?
It's where we'll all be in the end. So let's be real.
Would you like to apologize to Charles Gorman?
I'm not apologizing to Gorman, I don't have to, so I won't. So do I have to align with his ideals?
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
Oh my goodness. Mimosa writes in, take him out. Sean, I can't believe this. You are a free man. Holy crap. You have a new lease on life, Sean. Thank Mimosa.
Mimosa, man. You know what style is, you know what grace is, and you know what individuality is. So I praise you. I praise you on that. You know what style is, you know what, individual, ideals are. So I praise that. So
now I think Mimosa bailed you out because Gary is one of her arch nemesises, and she watched you rumble with Gary the other day.
Because Gary is a superior idiot. He runs by old customs 2,000 years ago. Where men ruled over women and women had no say in anything. And this is how, the Muslim belief is. The Muslim belief is.
Did you say he's a superior idiot?
I think he is a superior idiot. Gary is a superior idiot. He might be right in some subjects, but he's wrong on a lot of other ones. So
what's on the agenda tonight, Sean?
And Leon could do this to me. So in the chat, he could do this right here.
What? You want to pet his head?
Yeah, I want to stroke this hairline.
Disco Lopez has once again sent in a $50 bounty, Sean. Any last words before we send you right back to the hall?
Jake, I am.
It doesn't matter.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
To any Jet fan that is coming to Pittsburgh, come find me and drinks on me, courtesy of the Asmaniacs, who have supported this pre-draft show. Incredible. Mimosa, Cisco. Oh my God. Wait a second. Papa Jet. Are you kidding me? Screw that. Get him out. Holy hell, Sean. You're a free man. Papa Jet says, get him out. Sean, you've been bailed out by Mimosa and Papa Jet. Your message to Papa Jet.
Papa Jet, you're the man. You know what is. Look, the 2001 yearbook. I'm a fan to the heart. I've always been. I never regressed. We made bad decisions, but I never, I endured through it, but never quit. And we are Jets fans forever. We might have differences in opinions, but I love you guys. For real.
Eric wrote in, why does it look like Sean is used to being bailed in and out of jail? Have you any experience with being bailed in and out of jail, Sean?
Actually, I was, honestly. I was bailed 3 times out of jail. So
really? What do you remember about those experiences?
I was into, gang activity and I grew from it, I'm recycled into a better person. So
you've seen some things.
I've seen a lot of things. I've seen people get shot in the face. I've seen jaws hanging.
Is that why you have so many glasses?
No, it's just a persona thing. Jake, I'm trying to, do my own thing, Just like Prince. But
you want to sing us some Prince?
Prince is awesome. I love Prince. I don't want to go to Purple Rain stuff, but
who's your favorite
Jake,
musical artist?
Yeah, Jake, you're an awesome guy. You're having an awesome show, and I appreciate everything you do. And sometimes I say things that I don't mean. It comes from like the hostility way, but it's from the heart. So,
well, Sean, you mean a ton to this community. So I'm glad that you're becoming a regular once again on the program.
Yeah, I try to call like twice a week now. So yeah, I'll keep doing it, Jake.
Let's go, Sean. Hey, Sean, give us a jet chant on your way out of here before you get sent back to the hole.
J-E-T-S, yes, let's go!
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
There we go. I'll get him out of there. No one can send him to the hole now. We'll end on a high note. All right, today's closer is a guy who I believe is set up perfectly to get us to the conclusion of Asmaniac Madness. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a show that's had a lot of energy. I think we all need to take a little bit of a chill pill. Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro.
Big Cho. Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in. Big Cho. I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles. We're talking about Big Cho. My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling. Big Cho.
Big Cho. Big Cho.
Can you hear me?
Big Cho.
We're talking about Big Cho.
Big Cho.
I'm here, brother. Can you hear me?
I'm here.
Oh my God.
I'm here.
Are you alive?
Yeah, I haven't been sleeping well lately, man. I have a terrible bout of insomnia.
Is there anything we could do to help?
No. Just prayers, I guess, that I can get some rest. It really fucks up your day when you can't sleep.
Let me bring out my doctor.
No, thank you.
Jets. Let's go.
Let me. You all right there, Joe? You all right?
Can't sleep, Beast. Can't sleep.
Can't sleep. I see that. So, are you tossing and turning at night?
Nah, man, I just can't sleep. I like fall asleep and then I wake up and I'm awake.
How about you do this? Try listening to a George Carlin audiobook. That actually will put you to sleep.
That's a thought.
Try it. Try listening to Napalm and Silly Putty. That'll put you right to sleep. It works for me all the time.
Hey, Beast, can you sing Big Cho a lullaby?
Did somebody put a little drugs in his water today? The Rock don't do such things like that. I'm talking to Big Cho here. I mean, he's going through a tough time here. I understand why. I understand what he's going through. I've had some bad sleep myself too. I toss, I turn. Sure, I might fart a little, but I'm gonna give this guy some good pointers. Take my advice, kid. Napalm and Silly Putty. That's it. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Very
Big
funny.
Joe. If you need advice on how to fart, you're looking at one of the all-time great farters.
Yeah,
Oh, come on now. Oh, come on, man. Come on, you're going below the belt there. Come on, you're not supposed to do that, whammo. And don't worry. No, thank you. We will get great draft picks tomorrow night. We will. Big Joe. What do you say, Big Joe?
I need that.
Big Joe. What do you say, Big Joe? You think we're going to get good draft picks tomorrow night?
I think so. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, Big Joe, who are we taking at 2?
I think we're going to take Reese.
What about 16?
Receiver. Probably Cooper. I think he'll still be on the board. I think the other guys will be gone.
Beast, what about you?
I'm going with Lou B's pick. Jeremiah Love, number 2. You know why? The kid's a wrecking machine. He's like Rocky. Give an example. He's punchy power and he'll knock you right out of your ass. And also at number 16. If it's a possibility from the gods above, if there is a sign from God, and we wind up getting Mendoza, there could be some hope in the light.
You think Mendoza's going to fall to 16?
Anything could happen.
Why wouldn't the Jets just take him at 2?
Because Jeremiah is a wrecking machine. He's a killer. He's a contender.
Hey, can you show the audience what Jeremiah Love would look like in a Jet uniform running through guys?
Oh my God! Right now, I know I'm gonna soar back, but I'm gonna try and hurdle it right through the eye. Line it up. 4, 3, 6, 4. Get ready! Aye! Get ready! Get ready! Set 318. Get ready, set. Oh yeah! Let's go, baby!
Beast's gonna hurt himself.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
Don't hurt yourself, Beast.
Hey, they don't make men like they used to. You know why? Today's men don't got the testicles. They go man-to-man, pound-to-pound, post-to-post, one-on-one like real champions. No, thank you.
Jets.
Let's go.
What a performance there by the Beast. Big Show, great call. Ladies and gentlemen, last chance to vote. A couple membership shout-outs. But first, Ted with a super chat. Jake, sincere thanks for getting us to the draft with whatever sanity we have left. We made it, Ted. Longest draft season ever, but we finally made it. And tomorrow night, it's going to be a lot of fun if you're a Jet fan. So I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah.
Sean Bennett, how about this? After he was bailed out twice by Asmaniacs, he's paying it forward. He gifted 5 channel memberships.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
Hey, Sean, thank you very much. And shout out to ISU, who apparently where he works, they blocked YouTube. So he can't watch the show live on YouTube. He has to watch it off my X account. So ISU, appreciate your support. And hopefully your employer allows YouTube videos at work, because that's crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I almost ended the stream by accident and clicked the wrong button. That would have been bad. That would have been really bad. Last chance to vote in the Purple Belt Mike Charles Gorman battle. Scoreboard update. It's 52-48. It is still really close. Entering the home stretch of the show. I'm counting the raffle names. What I'm going to do is play a short clip. At the end of the clip, we will spin the wheel of champions and then close poll voting and see who will advance to the Final Four. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to play the PBM beat that we didn't get to play the full thing earlier, and then we will announce a winner. So here we go. The PBM beat is about to play, and then the Wheel of Champions will be spun right after this.
Let's go. Let's go. Purple belt, Mike, steal the show. Yeah, PBM stepping in, lights go bright. Purple belt ready, yeah, the timing is right. Locked in, focus, got the city behind. Fletcher later talking gas, but he out of his mind. From the guard to the sweep, yeah, the pressure is tight. Every move calculated, every grip is a fight. You can smell the fear, yeah, the villain gon' fold. PBM on the mission, yeah, the story gets told. He ain't backing down, he ain't losing pace. Fletcher later shook, see it all on his face. Toxic clouds rising, but it's all a bluff. PBM stepping in like enough is enough. PBM, take him down, hear the whole crowd roar. Fletcher later falling, he ain't laughing no more. 3 allies with him, yeah, they ready for war. But it's Mike with the finish, leave him flat on the floor. PBM, say the name loud. Purple belt Mike got the whole crowd proud. Zero toxic gas when the dust all clears. Just a hero standing tall with no fear. Jake Flashman fast with the lightning strike. Bad fella lurking in the shadows at night. I'm a Batman bringing steel to the scene, but it's PBM leading. Yeah, he's built like a machine. Fletcher later swinging, but he's slowing off. All that gas talk, yeah, it ain't so tough. One clean takedown, boom, hit the ground. Crowd goes wild when they hear that sound. PBM, take him down. This is his fight. Purple belt Mike, yeah, shining tonight. From the mat to the crown, yeah, he earned that throne. Fletcher later done. This is Mike's zone. PBM, victory call. 1 hero, 3 allies. He outclassed them all. Let's go, let's go. Hear the crowd say this. Purple belt Mike can't lose like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, excellent job by PBM for an AI song. That was one of the better ones we've had during this tournament. Here we go. We need the Wheel of Champions to be spun, and then we will declare a winner. All right. Hold on, I'm having some issues with the StreamYard on my new setup here. Here we go. All right. I'm going to bring on the master of raffle ceremony. We will spin the Wheel of Champions. Someone will win a Jets jersey, and then we'll close poll voting and set up our Final Four matchup. Here to send us to the Wheel of Champions is...
Gary is a cheater, and he's a disgrace to this country. I think somebody should throw him in Iran and let him be the... Yeah, that's right. Hello, everybody. Eric Bishop coming to you live from the Global Studio headquarters. Bring in the wheel, because we don't got much time. I know you got to get ready for tomorrow night, because tomorrow night is the NFL draft. But now, bring over this wheel. We're going to go get a winner on this wheel. Are we ready to spin? Let's take it there right now.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Beast, very well done. Thank you very much. And now we get set to spin the wheel of champions. Thank you to everyone who entered today. Crazy show. We had bounties. We had memberships flying off the shelves. A rare 50 spot from the Cisco Lopez. Cisco, again, thank you very much. Shoot me an email after the show, Cisco. Even if you don't win, I want to send you some merch as a token of appreciation for all the generosity today. But big thanks to everyone who supports the show. We couldn't do this many raffles day in, day out without it. And again, we got 5 prizes in our weekly raffle for the NFL draft. That will be on Sunday. I'm going to be live all day Saturday. Then our full recap show Sunday will do the weekly raffle. But this right now is for a Jets jersey of your choosing. You pick the player you want a jersey in. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck to everyone who entered, but only one can win. Here we go. We'll shuffle the names a couple more times. The winner of a Jets Legends jersey is... Did you have any doubt? Cisco Lopez has won a Jets jersey of his choosing. Congratulations to the Cisco Lopez. Let's go. Hit the Jet chant for Cisco. Congrats to Cisco. But now we must declare a winner in our final Elite 8 showdown. These two went at it head-to-head all afternoon. It went back and forth, belly to belly. But speaking of bellies, moving on to its first ever Asmaniac Madness Final Four is the number 1 seed in the grown-ass man region. Ladies and gentlemen, off to the Final Four, Charles Eugene M. Gorman. Charles defeats Purple Belt Mike 52-48 with 705 votes that were cast. Congrats to Gorman. Congrats to PBM on a great run, great effort against the 1 seed in his region. But folks, the Final Four for Asmaniac Madness is now officially set. Think about it. We started with 68. Playing round got us to 64. But now we are down to just 4 Asmaniacs remaining.
Final Four! Asmaniacs roar! The best of the best! Who survives the test? Let's go, Jets!
Ladies and gentlemen, your first look at the Final Four bracket. Chef Kevin and the big fella will meet on Tuesday. Gary 3D Boxing and Charles Gorman will meet on Wednesday. The winner of each Final Four showdown will meet in the national championship game, which will be next Friday, May 1st. Again, we will pause the tournament for draft coverage tomorrow through Monday. Tuesday, the Final Four is back. Big fella and Chef Kevin. Wednesday, Gary versus Gorman. Winner will meet in the national championship Friday during my second show. That is Friday, May 1st. Let's go.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
What a Final Four that we have, folks. What a Final Four. What a show. Thank you to Jeff Parles, who joined us for the beginning. Thank you to Lou B, who stopped by my hotel room. I'm about to go see Lou at dinner. You guys are the greatest. The draft is tomorrow. If you're coming to Pittsburgh, can't wait to see you. If you're going to be watching all the coverage all weekend long, thank you for that. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We'll have instant reaction after pick 2 and pick 16, and then a long form night 1 reaction show after the first round is done. Then I'll be live again during the day on Friday, and we'll be live for the entire second and third round, and we'll be live all day on Saturday for day 3. You guys are the best. Let's go, Jets. In Muji, we must trust. I will talk to you guys tomorrow live from McFadden's. Expect a show around 3 p.m. Eastern live with great guests and, of course, some craziness that will be happening at our first ever on-site draft party. In honor of Charles Gorman's victory today, though, I leave you guys with the best of Charles Gorman. Sit back and enjoy, and let's go, Jeffs.
Just put myself in these goddamn situations.
Nah.
It's time for paying Charles to shave.
What the hell? You started already?
Well,
You're
you
supposed to
were-
do it on the air when I introduce you. What are you doing?
Shaving.
You were not supposed to start yet.
Sorry.
You're supposed to shave on the show. If you started shaving before the show, that doesn't make any sense. It defeats the whole purpose. You just robbed the people of the full experience, Charles. This is one of the biggest mistakes you've ever made in your entire life. People want their money back. This is ridiculous. Your pay's being cut in half. J-Quest says how much to put him in the hole. $50. 10 memberships. Unbelievable. How do you look yourself in the mirror right now? Rick Kent says he's not even using shaving cream. No wonder why he cuts himself.
I am using shaving cream, actually.
How's the hole, Charles?
Great.
What you did is disgraceful.
Sorry, everybody. Actually, the hole's not that bad. It's actually very comfy.
Nick Sean writes in, does Charles getting in this hole mean he's still a virgin?
Yes.
You brought such shame to this community, Charles.
Don't know what else to say.
Is there anything Charles could do to try and get some sort of redemption? Dave Brigga says shave the chest.
Fine, I'll shave my chest.
It is on you now to come through for the Asmaniac community. Otherwise, you go right back to the hole, buddy. Oh, good Lord. This is what the people want on a football Friday. Why are you doing it like that, Charles? This is how you ended up with a wound that we're still discussing weeks later. Up and down, not in a circle. Good Lord. North and south. I don't even think anything's happening. I don't want you to murder yourself live on the air. That could be a problem. I thought you have an electric shaver, like a buzzer. Is it even on?
It is on, yeah.
I don't hear the bzzz.
It's on, Jake. Look.
Shout out to anyone still watching this. At first, he was going like this, like with a circular motion with an electric razor. I'm like, what are you doing? Salem says, imagine this is the first video you stumble across. Oh, good Lord. Charles.
Yes?
What are you doing? This is what happened last time Charles shaved. Good Lord. Oh, good Lord. Here we go. He's using a straight edge now. Oh, this could end poorly, folks. Why aren't you using shaving cream? Don't use razors. This is not a good idea. Do not do this. Oh, good God.
Oh my God, we're gonna watch a man cut his own chest open and bleed out on YouTube, aren't we?
You're going too fast. Slow down with the straight edge, Charles.
Yeah, you gotta. No. Stop. This is unwatchable. Charles.
Yes.
You want to go like little stabs at a time. You don't want to drag it 12 inches down your chest. There you now rinse the razor out. Because you're quite a hairy little young man.
I inherited that from my father.
Thank you for that info.
He's going to get bumps the way that he's doing it. He's going to be itchy as hell tomorrow. I think we should cut it.
Charles, do you own aftershave?
No.
Well, that could be an issue with the itchiness.
He's got to learn his lesson, Mike.
And you know what? People paid good money for him just to shave his face.
That was a good stroke. You got a lot going on there. That was good.
Hey, now.
And you got to keep the razor clean out of the hair. You got to keep rinsing it out underneath.
Jake, how many people are online watching this?
189 people are tuned in live right now.
Well, get it for yourself.
Looks pretty smooth. GTA, the fuck did I just tune into?
I don't understand how this guy keeps raising the bar on call-ins to YouTube shows. He is one of one.
Ralphie writes it. This isn't going to end well for...
Look.
Pretty good?
All right, I'm good.
Is that it, Charles? We're done right now?
Yes. I'm still getting paid, right?
Yes.
Well, because Nick and I are going to be... I'll see what I...
Did you just pinch both of your nipples? Stop! Stop!
It's a family show, Chuck. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Eugene M. Gorman. This is what you missed if you tuned in late. How would you feel about this being our new channel emoji, Charles? That's a pretty big honor to get a channel emoji.
You have been watching Charles Learns How to Shave on the Jake Asman Show.
People think I don't want to work, which is not true. I just had a bit of a nap not too long ago, too, so that didn't help.
I love it, dude.
You're talking about how people don't...
You can't say that people think you don't want a job and then say that you came off a real good nap. It's a hard 2 sentences to put together, Charles. It is. You got Jake off the camera.
How do you not see the irony of that, Charles? This is why Charles is the best of the best.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets.